We're here. Wait. Oh, wait. Okay, we're here. Hi. All right. Okay.
Hi, hi everyone. It's Morgan. How
Yeah.
y'all doing? This is Fiersona, as you see. I'm
Hello. And this is Morgan to my chat.
hi, hi everyone. I know I look
Yeah,
terrified,
so
don't I?
today we're here to read some scary stories because it's Spooktober.
We've got a few of them picked out, each of us, to go ahead and read through the best horror stories we found across Reddit. The good old ones that are, well, terrifying, thrill-inducing, and just a little weird. But hey,
And
that's what we're here
killing.
for.
Yeah,
Spine
that's what we're
tingling.
here for. And whether or not they are true, well, you guys can be the judge of that.
That's completely up to you.
Yeah. Just wanted to say hi to everyone in the chat, in my chat, and also special thanks to my moderators. Please, everyone, remember to follow the rules so that mods can also enjoy the stream. Thank you.
Hi everyone in mine, Rice, Nightshade. Hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome in. Hope you all having a good time and you're ready for a spooky night. Rice, it is like midnight o'clock. I hope you're doing well. Like it is late for you, bro.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of the EU guys. He's the one who drew my main model. And yeah.
Oh yeah, for me, Ketsuya is EU, and so yeah, like it's very very late. I'm so sorry.
Oh, good luck getting back to bed. It's like 3 a.m. You guys are gonna be listening to us tell scary stories. You ain't sleeping anytime soon.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get nightmares. You are absolutely getting nightmares tonight because some of those stories are terrifying. And also, Dino Alex in my chat is asking us because like that's regarding my screen. Who's driving? Not
Uh,
me. I'm a terrible
depends.
driver. This is a terrible idea.
There's a reason why I'm screaming.
Yo,
Then again,
Shai just send a super chat saying Morgan run. Sona can't drive for Shih Tzu.
well, where am I supposed to run to? She's got me locked in the back end of her car. I'm
Yeah,
not
and we're
going
like in the
anywhere
middle of
anytime
nowhere,
soon.
and like at least in my stream, we're like middle of nowhere, spooky
Oh
spooky
no.
forest.
She trapped me out
So
here, guys. I need your help.
yeah, if
She
Morgan
can't
leaves the
drive.
car, that's it.
We've gone off the road. We don't even know where it's at.
I
At
do
mine, we're
have
just
a
wandering.
license. I have a license, but that doesn't mean I'm a good driver. I'm still a
you,
terrible driver.
you have a license? I
Dude,
have
like
no what I'm
I
doing.
got that license like on out of mercy, out of like the examiner's mercy, because I was just like, listen, I'm moving out of the country. I'm moving to Japan. I really need that license. And the examiner actually told me like, okay, fine, just don't drive in Poland. Like, you're fine, you passed barely. Don't drive in Poland. I'm like, okay.
Don't drive in Poland. Wow.
Yep.
Well, there's your ultimatum.
Yeah, I don't drive in Poland.
You can drive any other country. We're fine with that. Don't drive here. Okay.
Ketsuya said, me, nightmares, I live in Poland. What could be more frightening than that? Yeah, Poland can be scary sometimes.
You know, I was going to doubt that, but now that you bring it up, a lot of weird things have been going on over there. A
Oh
lot of
yeah,
weird stuff.
every day, every day, every day. That's my country for you.
I'm not a space vampire. Chat's calling me a space vampire, and they're like, isn't he undead? He'll be fine.
Wait, how are you a space vampire?
They started a
Only in
rumor.
Spooktober. Only in Spooktober.
I guess they started a rumor that I was a space vampire because I don't know the whole point of that. Just that I was a vampire, and they're like, no, you're in space, so you're a space vampire. Like, oh, okay, and then it's just kind of grown, and now they're all like, yeah, so you're a space vampire, you'd be fine. What?
Oh, I mean,
Who's
you would be. I
whose
guess like
logic?
that's regarding like you getting out of the car.
I guess, but I'm still just
That
like,
is.
wait, are we going like Bram Stoker Dracula? Are you Nosferatu style? Vampire Diaries? What kind of vampires are we talking about here? The sparkly silver ones? What what kind?
Okay,
And they're just
not
like, yeah,
well. I mean, you don't want to be the sparkly, so like the sparkly one. You want to be the scary one. You want to be
right?
like underworld
Want to be?
vampire.
Hmm? God, it's been a while since I've seen Underworld. I was immediately thinking Blade.
Oh yeah, like okay, yeah, that matches too.
But
That makes
Blade
sense.
kind of waded through them really easily.
Yeah, underworld vampires were kind of like a little bit more
They were chunky.
invincible.
Oh,
A little more
it's been a while since I've seen Underworld.
non-killable.
That was the chick who shot through the floor with her two gun. Helsing kind. Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah. That was what was her name?
That's the main character. She shot through the floor
Kate.
with.
No, wait. Is it Kate Beckinsale? No, I don't know how to pronounce her name.
It.
The actress.
I know what she looks like. I can't put a name to her.
Uh,
But
uh,
she has black hair, not too tall,
yeah.
blue eyes, maybe. I don't know.
Oh yeah, Kate Beckinsale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's.
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay,
Yeah.
so which one of us wants to start? Which story should we start with?
Let me fish out my thing to go ahead and spend time while we figure out who's driving, what's going on, and why we're stuck in this. Let me move my thing above chat, because chat, I love you, but OBS seems to like you more. So let's put my thing over this. I'll start because it's not a very long one. It's the I Hate Working Night Shift from Urban 2 from Arno Sleep.
Hey,
Wait.
go ahead.
You guys are just talking about vampires. Y'all are weird. All right, we're going to start telling some scary stories, so buckle down, listen in, get ready. I still don't know the kind of voice I should be using. All right, I'll leave it up to you. Should I go ahead and use the normal voice, like the one I'm using now? Or should I bring in everything nice and slow? Begin speaking as I would a story. To tell the tale.
The Ford commercial voice.
The commercial voice. Okay. I was gonna say I can't go any. I don't want to do the one that's lower than that one, and I can do the Goober Muppet voice, but I don't know how that one would equate to things. Okay, I've got my water beside me if I need it. Okay. I hate working the night shift. I work the night shift at a data center, from 10 at night until 6 in the morning. My job is network monitoring. Basically, I stare at a computer screen all night watching for alarms. Once per shift, I walk back to the server racks and make sure all the cooling systems are functional. Assuming nothing is wrong, which is almost always the case, I am free to browse the internet until morning. Last week seemed to be no different. After receiving the turnover from the evening shift, I settled in for another boring night. I read through my day's emails, opened up my monitoring software and camera feed, and started looking for the night's entertainment. My typical activity is to freak myself out by watching scary stories on YouTube. The environment is perfect. Lights dimmed, all alone in an empty building for hours, I pull up a compilation of terrifying, true, scary stories and let my imagination run wild. I was absorbed in the tense story of a hiker pursued by an unknown entity in the woods. My vision narrowed in on the screen and the senses on alert when I thought I noticed a movement on one of the cameras monitoring the server racks. I felt a pang of anxiety, and my heart jumped. But this was not my first time intentionally frightening myself. And paranoia in this situation is inevitable. I put the camera feed to full. Lights were all off in the data hall, as they should be. They only turn on when there's movement. Just my imagination. Still, I keep the panel open in full screen while I went back to my video, glancing back occasionally. Not 5 minutes later, I saw a shadow again out the corner of my eye. Looking at the camera feed, I still couldn't see anything. The lights are still off, but I knew I saw something move. I got up from my desk and walked out into the hall. Then, through an access door in the data hall, the rows of fluorescent lighting all clicked on at once, flooding the room in light. I paused to let my eyes adjust and tried to slow my breathing. I strained to hear any signs of movement somewhere in the racks, but the drone of the servers covered up any noise. With mounting dread, I began clicking. With mounting dread, I began checking between the rows. With each corner I rounded, I felt my panic grow. My heart pounded louder than a scream of the servers. As I approached the last row, I knew that whatever I saw would be so unthinkably horrible, my body would not be able to bear it. I could barely breathe. My hands and face were dripping cold sweat. I felt the urge to vomit. I willed myself forward, and in a moment it felt like an eternity, rounded the corner and saw nothing. I was alone. I get myself freaked out again from those stupid videos. Relieved, I went back to my desk and switched over to a documentary on fighter jets. The rest of the night passed uneventfully. At last, morning came. The morning shift came in with the usual hangover. As we discussed non-eventful events of the night, after exchanging pleasantries, I packed up to head home. On my way to my car, I noticed something under my windshield wiper. Drawing closer, I saw it was a Polaroid picture. With trembling hands, I picked it up from under the blade and held it to my face. Rows of server racks in a brightly lit room. I stood facing away from the camera, preparing to look around a corner. In the middle of the frame, reaching out from behind the camera, a man's hand clutched a knife. And that's the end.
Okay, first of all, why would you watch scary videos during a night shift alone?
You got me. That's like someone asking for trouble. They're just like, you know what? What sounds good? I'm gonna go ahead and freak myself out at work.
Yeah, like just, and you're alone in a building. Like that's literally like you die at the beginning of a horror movie. That's a horror movie and you're like the first victim. Come on.
That
now.
really is. It's like, man, this seems really content. This seems like a really great idea. It's perfect to scare myself. Your boss comes in and you're pissing on the floor. What's wrong, bro? Oh, you're on something, aren't you? You scared me, bro. You don't just do that. I mean, now you have a bigger issue. You've just completely embarrassed yourself in front of your boss.
Yeah, what
It's
the heck?
like,
And then the Polaroid, Jesus Christ.
yeah, the Polaroid is the worst part. Who's using a Polaroid in these days and age?
Yeah,
Like,
I think it adds to the scary part, right? Like it adds to the, I don't know, spine-chilling aspect of this whole situation. It's like non-events, sure, non-events, but someone was
Yeah.
trying to kill
Oh.
you, right?
my headphones. Oh no. Hang on a minute.
Wait, no. Oh no. Also, Shai, thank you so much for the super. All right, there's no need to call me out. Come on.
I've gone
now.
deaf.
Wait, you're deaf? What? Wait.
There we go.
Oh no.
There we go. Yes, I can hear you again.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah, they decided that they were going to switch over to my phone because I got a notification.
Okay.
Yes, they decided that they had control.
So, the moral of this story from this first story is do not freak yourself out, and also don't do night shifts. I don't know, like don't do, yeah.
Like you're fine doing the night shift. Just think it through. Don't watch scary stories at work at night, especially if you work in a data center. I've worked in data centers. They're not quiet. Like,
Yeah, it's so spooky.
but I mean, like, yeah, you can hide inside one. You're gonna have like bleeding ears by the night of it. There's a reason why there's no horror stories happening in the data rack room. Nothing goes on there. It's not like the movies where it's like a silent hum of the data room. Yeah, there's nothing but noise.
Do not say nothing goes on there, because you know all those documentaries like, oh, little quiet town, nothing ever happens here, and yet.
True. But they don't say a quiet little data room in the middle of nowhere. It's, yeah, here's the server rack room. Why is it so loud I can hear it outside?
Inconsistencies in the story.
Yeah. Well, it's like, it's quiet in here. Not for long.
Like, oh, is it?
Open the door.
Is it? No.
Oh, there's the noise.
Like, of noise.
Yeah, good way of saying it. Okay, your turn.
I'm gonna start with the story titled "My Wife of 7 Years Wore a Red Ribbon on Her Wrist When I Found Out Why." It shocked me to my core. So that's the one that I'm gonna start with. I am 35 male and have a wonderful wife who is 32 female. We have been married for 7 years and have three beautiful children that gave me shivers of excitement down my spine when they were born. I, wait, hold up. I'm having a hard time imagining like shivers of excitement down my spine when they were born. I'm sorry. I don't know why I find it funny, but it's like, really? Okay.
Hmm.
I'd be horrified because, there's a lot of things happening.
Yeah,
Labor and
yeah.
childbirth and stuff. A lot of screaming.
Excitement. Ah.
Excitement. I mean, yeah, I guess so. I guess so. But it's like shivers of excitement down my spine. I'm like, okay.
First child, maybe you're just like, yay. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe.
You're asking the wrong type of
Oh no,
person
there's
here.
it's just that yeah, it sounds beautiful, but childbirth is like very gory. There's a lot of gore going on. I don't think
True.
I don't think I would feel shivers down my spine like of excitement. I would be like, nope. All right. Jeez. And my voice is a toaster. Excuse me. Why? Why now? Why? Why do you do this to me, voice? Okay, my wife, Marianne, has suddenly been starting to wear a red ribbon around her wrist ever since our last date night, July 18th, 2023. I wonder sometimes why she wore it. The day I found out why, the day I found out why she did was the day I almost hung myself out of confusion. Whoa! That escalated quickly. Honey, you're back from work, she said with a slight grin on her face, whilst tightening the ribbon around her wrist. Hi, babe. The office was a bit crowded today, so my boss let me come home early. Okay, hold up. Is that a valid reason? I don't think any boss would just like, oh, the office is like too crowded. We have too many people. Go home. What do you think, Morgan?
Crowded?
Would that be? Is that realistic?
I'm processing like all of this happening at once, and I'm just like,
Yeah, it's
your
like
boss
what?
let you go home. Wait, is this in the U.S.?
Because it was too crowded,
Your
you had too many people?
I mean, failure to
Maybe.
schedule, maybe, but that's hourly.
Yeah, it's like what?
That's not gonna happen in a business environment by a corporation and at all. They're staffed. Your
Yes,
salary. Congratulations, you work from
sure.
home. You work. There's no, yeah, we're full up, go
But
home. It's no
but I guess the boss was
work.
just like, nah, we have too many people. Go home today. You could just rest. It's like said no boss ever. Said
We
no
have too many
employer ever.
we have too many documentators here. All the desks are full. Go home. Your typewriter at home is gonna have to make do. I don't have a typewriter at home. Why don't you have a typewriter at home?
Like, what?
I
No.
don't understand.
Right.
Where is this supposed to be? What year
I don't
is
know.
this supposed to be taking place? Because that's
2023. So
what
yeah, I guess 2023.
I'm out of the loop on
Okay.
jobs, but I don't think
Yeah,
those
I
things
don't
are
know.
real.
Maybe they are super high tech now, and also they have too many people, so they can just like let you go home and like not do work or work
Really?
from home or work from home. That's true. But it just seems like, oh, when he said like, "Hi, babe, the office was a bit crowded today, so my boss let me come home early," just seems like, oh, as in like you're done for the day, go home, because we have too many people.
Maybe there's too much
Which
odor
like
in there
question
in
mark?
the building. Floor smells. You're over
Maybe.
capacity. You need to leave.
Maybe because I that is a very unfamiliar situation. Like usually it's like, can you come in? We're understaffed. It's like I'm
Yeah.
dead, but can you come in? Like it's like, oh, I'm sorry, Sona is dead, but can't she come in? Because we are understaffed. Does
Yeah.
that mean she can't come
We
in?
need someone to come into the office today.
Mm.
Why? We're low staffed. Okay, I'm sorry. Never mind. You need to go home. We're overstaffed.
Yeah, seriously. What?
Huh? You called me. What do you mean
For
overstaffed?
for real, yeah.
She's not.
Okay, so
Wait.
Yep. Let's see where this goes. Hi babe, the office was a bit crowded today, so my boss let me come home early. As I replied, a disgusting stench drafted into my nostrils. I immediately gagged, wondering what the hell the smell was, and noticed it came from the direction in which my wife sat. Babe, what is that smell? I say, pinching my nose in disgust. Oh, nothing, she said a few moments later. I looked at the ribbon and noticed it was a bit stained. So, without warning, I just pulled it off. Beneath the ribbon was the most vile thing I have ever witnessed in my entire life. There, underneath the ribbon, was bits of torn flesh, rotting as maggots swarmed her hand. I instantly shrieked and ran out of the room, barfing in the bathroom. I am currently writing this post as she is banging on the door, on the bathroom door, begging me to open it. What should I do? Run? Or call 911, be like, hey, my wife's hand is rotting and she has. I think that's a medical concern. I think this is a medical concern.
So, wait.
Well, she's a zombie, supposedly. Like, she's not. She's dead, right? She died and she's a zombie and maggots are eating her. But at the same time, I'll be like, this would not be my first. I mean, yeah. I guess it would be my first reaction. I would just be like, what's wrong? And they'd be like, nothing. Like, show me, no.
I'm like,
And they'd be like, she got bit.
yeah, I'm kind of like, what do you mean by that? Because
Yeah,
it's at the same time, it's like, okay, so let me go ahead and fix this real quick. It's like, so hold on a minute. So
She got
her
bit.
hand. Okay, wait, bit.
As in like zombie.
Okay,
I'm
so
dead.
she got zombie bit. Wraps up her hand to hide it.
Yeah.
He smells her rotting. And it's just able to be hidden by her wrist ribbon?
No, I guess so. Like, I guess it was like a little wound, like a little tiny, like she started to rot and she just like kind of wrapped it. I don't know. I would be like, I mean, yeah, like I guess it's like maybe some evil being possessed her.
Yeah, a lot of questions because it takes a lot for a wound to smell. When a wound smells, it's usually a big wound.
Yeah, well,
I have a lot more questions.
if it is infected, like it can be small and it can smell. But I guess she was rotting from the inside and it just like, okay, that wound just opened. So like, oh, inside is rotten.
Nightshade is like, how
smells.
do maggots get there? And Rice is like necrosis of the bite spot. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So she
The
can...
maggots, I guess you fell asleep and you just didn't, you left it unwrapped. You didn't wash enough.
I don't know if zombification would be my first thought. No, it would be my first thought. Never mind. I was going to say like, oh, I don't know if it would be if this would be my first thought. Maybe I would be like, hey, this looks like a serious wound. Let's get you to the hospital. No. I would be like, she got bit. Oh my god.
If they led earlier with, yeah, there was a zombie apocalypse, not my boss let us go home because it was too overcrowded. Yeah, there was a zombie apocalypse, babe. You okay? Good thing you're here at home and not out there. Yeah, you know what? That
Also,
fits better.
Dino Alex asks, how did the zombie have a kid? Well, she might have not, like, she wasn't a zombie. Like, or maybe this is not his wife. Maybe it's kind of like a skinwalker and it took her skin. Right? And then, like, oh, it's... I don't know if skinwalkers are smelly, but...
Didn't you say that? Let me scroll up in chat. She's not his wife. She's probably a skin stealer alien or a replacement... Damn it.
Yeah.
Go away, chat. There. Skin stealer alien or a replacement robot, or maybe her serial number is under the wrapping. Oh, well, you had a good idea for the starting point there.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe, like, yeah. That's not his wife. That's just,
Could be. Left eggs, maybe? Oh, boy.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, that's a whole different...
Yeah,
Oh,
I would
that's
lose
kinda
my. I'm
gross.
sorry, I would lose my shit. I would just be
Oh.
like, that's it.
My head immediately went to the bloat flies. Oh. Oh, that'd be a reason to scream. That would be... Why would you not tell someone when you have that going on? Like, yeah, I have this lump in my wrist. We should get that checked out. Yeah, sir, turns out you had a massive bloat fly infection in your wrist. Oh, how bad is it? Yeah, that would explode and just, like, absolutely left you, like, ruined as a human being.
Oh, God.
Oh. Can we get it taken care of? Oh, yeah, we were getting that taken care of. We have you scheduled for surgery now. We don't have any drugs to knock you out, so, Chef, you know...
Just,
Bone break over
just hold it
there.
in.
Not Chef. Dr. Bonebreak. I actually knew a chiropractor who was named Dr. Bonebreak.
Okay, Rake against asks counterpoint. Rat alarm. Some people are capable of living with very questionable smells. That is true. That is true. Like some people aren't aware, or like they, right? Like sometimes like someone smells and they can't smell it because they've gotten so used to it. Or like it's kind of like bad breath, for example. Like you're.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's just disgusting. That's poor hygiene, and that's from a very disgusting person.
Well, yeah, yes and no. Sometimes it can be like a condition, let's say, sweat. Like there are conditions that involve like very, very smelly sweat, and it's just like it's not within their control. Like doesn't matter how much you shower.
No, the rat alarm is a very influential person had a mouse rat that died in his apartment room.
Okay.
He knew it was time to wake up because the morning sun would touch its body and would heat it up, and then it would smell bad.
Oh my
So
God! I know,
wake
that's
up-
nasty.
He would wake up at the smell of the rat baking in the
Jesus
sunlight,
Christ.
and that would tell him it's time to wake up. So then he would wake up and he would do stuff, and he left the rat's corpse there because it was his alarm. Because
Why?
he would wake up to that. He was a very gross
No.
person. So yeah, that's yeah, that was when that was brought up. I'm just like,
Wait, who was it?
I will just go ahead and just message you that one, just so we're not bringing
Okay.
it up.
Jesus Christ. Because I was thinking like, okay, like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Are
so
you
you've-
are you
you've-
serious?
Yeah, you've probably seen his room.
I've seen his I've seen his room.
The rat alarm was a thing, and he did publicly talk about how to him it was better because he knew when to wake up because he would smell his corpse.
Oh my
baking in the
God.
sunlight, and then he would that was just normal to him. And it's like, apparently they referenced to blood wall and then barbecue wall too. He
What
threw
the
up on a wall and then he let it mold and age and smell like barbecue
Jesus Christ, why?
because he didn't want to clean it up.
Oh my God. I mean, yeah, like his room is like famously
Yeah.
unclean.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
maybe.
not just the room, his whole house. He didn't throw up in his house. He threw it up in his bathroom and he let it
Oh,
age.
God.
And it molded
Oh,
and it
God.
smelled like barbecue and he never cleaned up because of that.
This is the true scary story of this stream. Oh my God.
Because everyone's just like, how
Holy
are you alive? Like, there's just...
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I know that from like one of his, I guess, videos, I did find out that he does not have his back teeth, like at all. They just rotted. And he just had like some of his front teeth, and I was just like, whoa, okay, that's crazy.
Yep, and then, his $2 steak and pizzas and crap like that. It's like, how... You eat nothing but junk. He does nothing, and he lives in squalor because he spends no money, existing inside of what is a prison of his own making. And it's just like, dude, that's foul to the highest
foul.
degree.
Also, Alberto, we are talking about the same person. We're talking about the person that you just mentioned. Yes, we are talking about Asmongold.
Yeah, I didn't
Because
wanna name drop
Alberto
him,
said
but
that sounds nastier than Asmongold's gremlin room. It is the same person. This is the first time I'm hearing these stories. Holy shit.
Yeah, one of the servers
Oh my
I'm in
God.
after hearing his current issues, was talking about him. Very much about him and all his stuff, and it was...
Oh my god.
it
Oh
was
my god.
bad. Because
Wait,
it
did
was
he
just
ever did he talk about this stuff in his videos, like publicly? Did he mention the rat
Yes.
and like vomit?
Yes, there was apparently
Oh
a
my
lot more
God.
stories that people were talking about that left me going,
Jesus.
what?
Yeah, like
And it just got so bad that I was like, okay,
Okay.
we are not going to discuss this in general, because this is getting bad. The biggest
Yeah.
one was definitely the rat alarm and finding out how old he actually was.
Oh my god. No, I didn't hear his name before now. Oh yeah. That's the same person. We're talking about the same person. Jesus Christ. Okay then. Wonderful. This was I don't want to drink my drink anymore.
Ah, here it
I
is.
was, I was
Barfed
drinking
in
my
his
drink and
shower.
I'm just like, I don't.
Oh, you're about to be a little grosser now. He barfed in his shower and he left it there for months. It fermented so long that it just started smelling like barbecue sauce. Also,
My god.
Osmond-
Oh my god.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
again, they kept mentioning the blood wall. He still has teeth, only some of them in the front of his face.
Yeah.
They never actually went on to the other part, but they kept bringing up the blood wall. And I'm not sure what the blood wall is in his house, but apparently he has a blood wall in his house.
Did he murder someone? Like, what is going on?
I don't
Wait.
know. That is my
What
phone.
is the context?
I don't know what the context for the blood wall is. I kind of wish they had
Let me
elaborated
see.
on the blood wall and why it's called the
Yeah,
blood
like,
wall.
what?
Yeah, you
yeah,
can see the
why is it
quotations in
called-
when I speak, the blood wall. But it's like I'm afraid to Google it because of,
I'm
God.
I'm googling it now.
oh no. Okay, well-
Asmongold explains why there's blood on the wall. Okay. Wait, hold on. I don't want to play it. I don't want to play it. I don't want to play it.
Aisley, no, you picked the wrong time to tune in. Don't worry, we're not gonna play anything that has him talking about his
What? Why?
weird
What
ass
happened?
Oh, no. One of my buddies just jumped in. I was like, we're not gonna play his stuff in case he tries to claim it.
Wait, but what happened? Wait.
Oh no,
Because
no,
you
what do
said
I-
like, oh, especially now. I'm like, what?
Oh,
What's going on?
So he's in deep
'Cause that was
water
his-
over what he was
yeah.
saying about was it the war that's currently the genocide that's currently ongoing overseas?
Oh.
Yeah, he said some
Oh.
pretty messed up stuff.
Oh, so
He
there's
said-
like some drama
Oh.
now. Or...
Oh, there is a lot of drama. Not
just-
really drama.
I
It's
guess
more
I'm not
like
up to date.
he did say some really
Oh.
really heinous stuff, like they are lesser people than us and they have an inferior
Oh.
society, various other things like that. And
Jesus,
then
when did this happen? Was I asleep? I mean, I guess so, because like I'm in a different time zone.
I was gonna say, how'd you miss that?
Did it happen just like
Mm,
last
2
night or
days
something? Like for me?
2
Yesterday?
days ago?
Jesus Christ.
Because
Okay, then
his
okay.
gaming
not seen.
company, his computer game
Mm.
company,
Mm.
separated from him,
Oh.
and OTK, the other company he runs, separated from him. They
Oh,
pretty
so
much told
it's-
him
oh,
that
shit.
to step away. Yeah, so he got
Oh,
stepped away from
so it's
there.
like where
He
you-
got stepped away from the gaming company OTK. Mythic is his. I don't want to
Like
call
his
it. It's the management site for streamers that gives
Oh,
them
okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
He still apparently is in charge of that or has a higher part of that. It happened 2 days ago. 2 days ago? Yeah, 2 days ago. He's still in charge of that or has a higher part of that, but pretty much the other public-facing groups pretty much denounced, like, yeah, this is not appropriate for what you've said and done. Step away. Like, we're done working with you otherwise. And then Twitch banned his primary account that he makes his money and stuff on for 14 days, which, you know, led to this and Hassan and a lot of others
okay.
getting into it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was out of the
There's
loop.
There's a lot of stuff that
Jeez.
was going on, and then people were immediately like, yeah, this guy who lives in the Gremlin nasty Bloodwall house that he has done to himself is calling other people disgusting. Bro, You live with roaches. You live with a rat.
Yeah, he's like famously, right? Like he's famously pretty gross, like his room, and like that's what I know about him.
Yeah.
Right, like, cause that's the ongoing meme, like, oh, you know, Asmon has like a gross room.
Yeah, that's like his biggest thing, his biggest takeaway is how disgusting it is and the condition of his home. It's just that nasty.
Wasn't there like a meme like that it was like fake news, but someone made it kind of news that this game Crime Scene Cleaner was going to include his room or something.
Oh yes.
They're going to like include Asmon Cole's room. And I was just like, oh my god.
Wait, was it them or was it
or something else like cleaner, some
Power
cleaning.
Wash
Oh, maybe power wash. Sorry,
and they said
not
like
Crime Scene Cleaner.
there's some messes that are just too disgusting. So, yeah, Power Wash Simulator did it. Yeah, they wanted to they were suggesting rooms to Power Wash Simulator, and they said Osmond Gold's room, and they're like, yeah, that room's not coming clean with a power washer. It's like,
there's no hope.
Flamethrower.
There's no hope for that.
Oh, I would actually pay for that if they had a flamethrower mod for that. That game would be so much fun. Oh, the screw cleaning.
I haven't played it. Haven't tried it, but I've tried the Crime Scene Cleaner.
It's a lot like Crime Scene Cleaner, except
like you can go crazy, or
you can go crazy cleaning. You have less of an issue with motion sickness for the most part. It can still get you with how it moves around by that weird whip feeling looking around with it.
Yeah,
but you can tone
Crime
down
Scene
a
Cleaner
lot of it.
Yeah, I got sick from Crime Scene Cleaner, so...
Yeah, I remember that. The motion sickness really got to you. And I saw how you were moving. I was like, oh. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Oh, did you ever look into those motion sickness glasses?
I did, but I mean, I know they look ridiculous, but I'm kind of... Yeah, I'm kind of like, maybe I should.
You're self-conscious.
Maybe it is time for me to, like...
I'm a VTuber. I'm self-conscious about how I look.
I know. Yeah, because I'm gonna be like, oh my god, like I know that you guys can't see it, but I look stupid, and I feel stupid.
The feeling stupid's more important, but if it works, is it really stupid?
No, it's not. It's not. I'm just like, oh, it just looks funny, so I'm like, I look ridiculous right now. I mean, okay. At least I don't have to wear it. No, I might have to wear it to like. Okay, I would be pretty like embarrassed if I had to wear it in like an Uber or something, because like usually if I sit in the back seat of a car, like that's when I get super sick. If I'm sitting in the back seat, if I'm sitting in the front seat, it's fine. It's like relatively fine, but the back seat, yeah, I would have to wear the glasses, and then if I take an Uber anywhere, and I just like pull them out and just put them on, I'm pretty sure the driver would be like, what the fuck?
Actually, you know what you need to do? Oh, I should take a picture of that. I need to take a picture of the cyberpunk helmet I wear all the time.
Subscribe with Prime.
Hey, thanks, Aisley. I have a cyberpunk helmet that I wear. You can still wear your glasses on underneath it because where the helmet fits over the eyes and stuff. And I actually saw a few people who were like, yo, you can't even tell, but I'm wearing my full-blown glasses underneath this. And it's like, tell me more.
Whoa, okay.
And they're like, it looks stupid, but it's a full helmet. So you would literally be getting into the back end of an Uber and putting on a cyberpunk helmet, be like, yo, go this way, go here, and you have your glasses on underneath that are preventing you from going crazy or throwing up in the back end of its seat.
Yeah, I don't know. I should look into the motion sickness glasses. Want to look into that because I might like that might help me for, you know, like when it comes to like whenever I play games like FPSs or you know, I could finally try it and play longer and play, let's say, Minecraft or something and not get sick.
It might reduce it, but yeah, because you've tried a lot of other stuff on the side to prevent yourself from getting motion sick.
And it doesn't work. So yeah, I tried settings. I tried everything, like meds.
Yeah.
And meds just kind of like straight up, like I got sick. I still got sick, and then I just and then they knocked me out, so I was like asleep all day. So I was like, this is great. This is ridiculous.
Oh no, that sounds like me when I started getting allergies more often, which is weird to say, but I didn't usually dealt with them otherwise. So I started taking some, and I couldn't find what ones I needed, and I just took what were allergy meds. I didn't realize normal allergy meds make you very tired.
Oh yeah, because antihistamines. Yeah.
I fell asleep for 4 hours.
Yep. I feel drugged. Like, oh, because I think motion sickness medicine also has something like a component that's very similar, or it might be like antihistamine or something like that. It's basically like motion sickness medication is it's meant to make you asleep, because if you fall asleep, you can't be motion sick because you're asleep.
That's true, but that's the NyQuil kind of. That's the NyQuil
stupid.
Style of thinking. That's the American drug.
Stupid.
That's
so dumb. That is so dumb. It's just like, oh, you can't be sick. You can't puke because you're asleep.
That's exactly how NyQuil works. Benadryl. There you go.
Oh yeah, Benadryl.
NyQuil is the you can't be sick if you're asleep, and then the only reason you wake up. For a lot of people, it's been hilarious. A lot of you European guys, you've never had the NyQuil, Dayquil. You've never had the quills. Apparently, it gives people nightmares.
Oh my god. I mean, Benadryl is pretty strong already.
Benadryl is strong. Whatever they put in NyQuil literally knocks you out. It's great sleep. You feel amazing. But apparently, a lot of people have had night terrors until they wake up. And then when they're awake, they're like, I never want to take this again. But it's like, but it worked.
Yeah, but like at what cost?
It's like, but it worked.
Rake is asking, did you try wearing an eye patch covering one eye? I'm gonna be a pirate. Wait, does that work? Am I supposed to be a pirate? Wait.
I mean,
this is my destiny.
But you would lose depth. Kinda. I guess if you get used to it, I wouldn't.
And then I could just speak with like, arr.
Speak like a pirate does. It's Sona speaks like a pirate game. Ooh, you could do that for a pirate game.
Like a pirate. Could be. I should put an eye patch on my model too and be like, arr.
Oh, that'd be great. It'd be hilarious to see you moving around with that.
Oh my god. I mean, it would be hilarious if this actually worked. If that's the way to actually play those games. Like, oh, I have to wear an eye patch on one eye.
Yeah, I've never had maybe when I was a kid I had night terrors with NyQuil, but I've never had night terrors that people talk about. Like, a lot of European guys and a few Japanese friends of mine have tried it when they've come to visit and they're like, I'm not able to sleep, so their buddies give them this. And then the next thing they know is like they're freaking out at like 4 in the morning because it wore off and they woke up. Others are like, it's 10 in the morning, they finally wake up and they're not okay. Like, they're welcoming the rest, but they are not okay. They're like, there's something in the walls, and it tried to take me over my sleep. No, that's just the benefit. That's just the NyQuil.
I'm okay. I'm not gonna.
What disease concoction have you given me? American drugs. The good stuff.
American drugs.
Like,
I can imagine Sona's future model being a pirate captain. Dude, if this works, I think I will have to change my theme, my whole, like, persona. It's just gonna be a pirate.
That would be hilarious. Alright, we have Sona, the cryptid investigator, who is also...
a pirate.
Pirate? Maybe
Question
she's
mark?
undercover for something? She only plays pirate when she's in first-person shooters.
Yep.
Hey, you know what? To each their own.
Okay, do you want to go with the next story?
Sure, will do. See you, Aisley. You take care, buddy. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, next story. I love how I set this up, so I just have to close the tab and it jumps to the next one. Okay, this one is a good... That one's longer than I thought it was. Hang on a minute. There we go. They're out of order. And that's the really long one, and that's the last one if we really want to do that one. Okay, so this is the camping nightmare, which it's a moderately long one. And again, which voice would you guys have? Normal or lower?
Maybe normal. this time. Let's switch it up.
Okay.
I was a
Bye-bye, lower. Jeez. Okay. Remember, drink your water. If anything, I'll use the lower voices, other parts in here. that way everyone's good and dandy. Unless there's an overwhelming amount of people who are like, just do it lower. Okay. This is from raise your voice to lower your voice but raise your voice. I'm not playing the weird Muppet on steroids thing. All right.
saying said Casanova voice for some reason.
What is the Casanova voice?
Casanova voice. I mean, I just call it the Ford commercial.
Wait, Ford commercial?
Ford commercial voice.
I want to know what Ford commercial you're talking about.
Yeah, like
No.
Yeah, like when you do the lower voice, that sounds like a narrator in a Ford commercial.
Oops! I hit my switch and I lowered myself speaking.
Oh shit! Alright.
It's fine. My Go XLR had me speaking lower than I was supposed to be. But no, I want to know what Ford commercial you're talking about because you brought that up when we were playing Lethal Company. You said it was like a Ford commercial. I'm like,
oh no, it's just like it's just like car commercial or Ford commercial.
Yeah. I want to know what one you're talking because I'm like, okay.
Oh no, it's not a specific commercial. I was just like, oh, like it sounds like a car commercial, like like very charismatic but like low, kind of like deep
Come
voice.
on down to fear. Actually, I never talked about your world building. Come down. Come on down to Fear's office and pick yourself up a... No, that's a Dodge Dakota. I don't know what does Ford have for cars? I'm not a car person. I've worked on cars, but I don't know cars. Or trucks.
No, it's just the narrator in the commercial.
Like, like you're trying to...
Voice actor.
Huh. Trucks. Thank you, Najee. That is described.
Or that.
Okay. Okay. So... This story was done by 313DZ, Camping Nightmare. The wind howled through the trees, tugging at the tent flaps as I lay awake in my sleeping bag. My dad's soft snores came from the corner of the tent, a steady rhythm that should have lulled me to sleep. Something felt wrong. I couldn't shake this creepy feeling, like eyes were watching me from the shadows, just beyond the campfire's dying lights. The trip had started out great. Dad and I hiked for hours throughout the thick forest. Kodak bounding ahead, his tail wagging like crazy. I was so excited. But it was our first camping trip since I turned 13. And I felt like I was finally old enough to be trusted out here on my own. The air smelled like pine and earth, and for a while, everything felt peaceful. But now, lying here in the dark, something was different. I couldn't hear the forest anymore. No chirping crickets, no rustling leaves, just silence, thick and heavy. I propped myself up on my elbows and I glanced towards Kodiak. His ears were perked, his body tense. He stared at the entrance to the tent, his lips curling back into a snarl. I froze. "Dad?" I whispered, my voice barely audible. "Dad, wake up." He groaned, but he didn't stir. Kodiak growled low in his throat, and that's when I heard it. The unmistakable sound of footsteps outside, crunching on the dry leaves. Not like an animal either. These were heavy, deliberate. Someone or something was out there. I slowly reached for my flashlight next to my sleeping bag, my heart pounding so loud I was sure whatever was outside could hear it. My fingers wrapped around the cold metal, and I switched it on, the beam cutting through the darkness inside the tent. Kodiak stood up now, his growl growing louder. The footsteps stopped. I couldn't breathe. I didn't want to move, but I had to see. I crawled towards the tent flap, my hands shaking, and slowly unzipped it enough to peek out. Nothing. The campfire had completely gone out. The moon barely lit up the ceiling, the clearing. The trees loomed like dark sentinels around us, and everything was still. too still. I could feel the heat. I could feel the sweat dripping down the back of my neck. And then, there it was again. The footsteps, this time moving more quickly. They circled around the tent, faster and faster, like whatever it was knew I was watching. I yanked the flashlight towards the sound, my pulse racing, but the light never revealed nothing. Just more darkness. My breathing hitched when the footsteps stopped abruptly, right at the entrance of the tent. Kodiak barked a sharp, fierce sound that seemed to echo through the trees. "Dad!" I hissed louder this time. Shaking him frantically, he finally woke up, groggy and annoyed. "What's going on?" he mumbled, rubbing his eyes. "Someone's outside!" I whispered, barely able to get out any words. "Something." He sat up quickly, his expression shifting from the sleepy confusion to alert concern. He grabbed the hatchet we had brought for firewood and motioned for me to stay behind him. We listened. The wind had picked up again, rustling the leaves, but the footsteps were gone. Dad opened the tent flap fully, his hatchet at the ready, but we both stepped out into the cool night air. Kodiak was already out, sniffing the ground, still on edge. We secured the area. Nothing seemed out of place, but the feeling lingered, thick and oppressive. Dad let out a long breath, running his hand through his hair. "It's probably just an animal," he said, though his voice was tight. "Let's get the fire going, okay?" I nodded, though I didn't believe him. Something wasn't right. I could feel it. But I helped him gather more kindling, my eyes constantly scanning the shadows. When we got the fire going again, the flickering flames seemed to push the darkness back, but not completely. I felt like we were being watched, like the forest itself was alive and waiting. We sat by the fire for a long time, neither of us speaking much. Dad tried to reassure me, cracking a few jokes, but I could tell he was uneasy. Eventually, the exhaustion took over, and he tried to convince me to get some rest. Reluctantly, I crawled back into the tent, Kodiak lying beside me, his warm body against mine. I must have dozed off, because the next thing I knew, I awoke from the sound of heavy breathing. I bolted up, my heart hammering in my chest, and I looked around. The tent was empty. Dad was gone. "Dad?" I whispered, my voice trembling. No response. I grabbed my flashlight and stumbled out of the tent, Kodiak behind me. The fire had gone out again, but the darkness seemed even thicker than before. I called out again, my voice cracking with fear, but there was no answer. Then I saw it. Movement in the trees. A figure, tall and shadowy, just visible in the moonlight. It was too far away to make out clearly, but he was watching me. I could feel its eyes on me, cold and malevolent. I shined my flashlight towards it, but the beam seemed to bend around the figure, like the darkness was swallowing it whole. My blood ran cold, and I backed away slowly, my hand shaking so hard I dropped the flashlight. Kodiak barked. His hackles raised, and the figure began to move closer, gliding through the trees with an unnatural speed. I turned and ran, my legs barely able to keep up with the terror that surged through me. Kodiak stayed close, his growls echoing in the night. I didn't stop until I burst into a clearing, panting and terrified, but when I looked back, the figure was gone. The forest was silent again, but that didn't make me feel any safer. And then I heard it, a faint whisper on the wind, like a voice calling my name. But it wasn't my dad's. It was something else, something wrong. I never found my dad that night. When the sun finally rose, the search party arrived, but they found no trace of him, no footprints, no sign of a struggle. Just an empty tent and a dying campfire. To this day, I don't know what was out in the woods at night, but I know one thing for sure. I'll never go camping again. And apparently you'll never hug your father again. Way to go, kid.
That too. Also, I'm pretty sure your dog is like mad at you for naming him Kodak. or Kodiak or whatever it was. Like,
hang
what
on
is
a
that
minute.
name?
Let me scroll up. Maybe I was just maybe I was fixing the name. Let's see here.
No,
No, literally.
Kodak. No, it
Yeah,
is
he
Kodak.
means. Yeah, I called it Kodiak. I would have
Now
named my
that is
dog
a crime.
Kodiak. I would have
Yeah,
named
that
my
was a
dog
crime.
Kodiak. But naming my dog
Even
Kodak?
Kodak. Yeah. I assume
Kodak,
it's like
no.
because Kodak is a brand of like it used
Camera.
to be a camera. Yeah, a camera.
Yeah.
Well, it is still.
Yeah, that's a
yeah,
Kodak
why?
camera. What? Why would you
Could
name
you
your
not
dog
like
Kodak?
what? Spot was not good enough. Fluffy was not
Right?
good enough.
Well,
Kodak.
Kodiak is a completely different thing. Kodiak is a whole really cool thing for what Kodiak is. But like,
Could have named
yeah,
him
my,
Cujo.
I named my dog. Well, yeah. I had a no. Cujo was a messed up dog's name. I had a dog
Yeah.
named Kuma because he was a big
Okay,
dog. He was like
Kuma
a,
is fine.
it's bear in Japanese. People didn't realize that. They thought it was a play off Cujo. It's like no, Cujo was
No.
I don't know what that name came from.
Yeah.
Kuma.
Yeah, Kuma is just a bear.
And I love my Kuma. My bear of a dog. I
Yeah,
loved
but
him.
Kodak. Like at least name him after something that's like cute or something, not like a camera.
Jesus.
It's like
My
what?
chat's learned about the blood wall. Oh god.
Also, yeah, no, I'm not going camping. I am not
Yeah.
made for camping. I'm made for glamping.
Oh wow. I'm made
At
for
all.
I was the camper. My dad was very much camper. So he took us camper where he didn't do it right. A lot of it was heavy stuff when we were younger. Take this 60, 75 pound backpack, go this half mile, go this mile, come back and get the next one. Okay, drop your stuff, go get the next one. We had bags on bags, and we eventually started to cut down on it, and then he started to do more stuff that was hobbyist stuff, and he learned more, and then we went from like a 60 pound bag to like a 30 pound bag,
Oh, nice.
which normal
Cut
hikers,
it down quite a bit.
yeah, but here's the thing. We would go camping for a week to 2 weeks. And you would, for those ones, usually you would have about a 50 to 60 pound bag for how long you're going.
Yeah.
We narrowed it down to like a 30 pound bag using ultralight stuff. Like we are camping literally in places where they tell you, hey, don't go into this area. Why? We have bears on the loose. Okay, so no, dumbass. You are in the middle of nowhere. If that bear wants to eat your face, that bear is going to eat your face. There is no telling it no. There is no slapping on the snout and pointing back to the woods. That bear is going to eat you. You either learn to fight and kill it really fast, or we will find your dead body and we will collect you. Do not go to this area.
Aw,
A
that's
lot of
nice
people
of
did.
them.
A lot of people are like, yeah. So you're camping on this lake? You know we have bears on this lake. Yes. Cool. The rangers will be around on Friday through that week. If you have an issue, try to stay alive until then. Okay, or have an
Stay
SOS
alive.
beacon. Well, there was a number of people who were like, they straight up tell you, hey, don't be on the lake when there's a thunderstorm. What happens to people that are on the lake in a thunderstorm and they died? Like 3 of them? We had 2 of them. We had a couple die because they were in a Luna canoe in a lake, and then the lightning struck the lake.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, lightning striking a lake does kind of tend to dissipate, electricity, and you're in metal, so yeah, it zapped them and killed them. Then we'd had a number of bear attacks. My dad had gone through, I think, this year alone? No, not this year. Yeah, this year and last year alone, he had 3 bear run-ins.
Jesus.
Like, he actually got bear slobber and drool on him.
Yum.
Earlier this year. Well, he was worried about rabies because up there they potentially have it.
Oh yeah.
So he was dealing with that, and then times before he had to run from camp because bears had gotten into it and were just they were not afraid of people, so they have to get destroyed. And the problem is tracking them to destroy them. And yeah, bears are not kind. In this, we actually weren't camping in the middle of nowhere, and we had wolves run through our camp at once. and a
This is
moose.
one more reason why I stay home. Stay home. It's dangerous outside. It's okay.
Go glamping, where the only thing you have to worry about are the homeless people wandering
I
through
don't
camp.
even know. I don't even know if I'm made for glamping. Like, I need a Starbucks in like the vicinity, and if someone tells me like, "Hey, it's the middle of the woods. There's no Starbucks," I'm like, "What? Excuse me?"
Where do you go
But
glamping at?
but I need my matcha latte. What do you mean there's no Starbucks? And they would probably go, "Ma'am, this is Alaska." I'm like, "Yeah, but this is like the woods of the wilderness of Alaska." I'm like, "What? But
See,
Starbucks?"
where we go glamping in our area, there is a small town nearby that does have Starbucks, so you can get that, and you can come back to the campgrounds, and you're sitting in your RV, just like slurping down your Starbucks and chilling out. And there's woods around you, but there's power.
I would do this. I would do this. Glamping, I can, yeah, like that's more like it. I don't think I'm made for camping. Like I did grow up in the countryside, but it was just like I didn't really go for, I didn't really go camping that much.
You're lucky to have survived most of your childhood.
I can befriend a cow though.
The cow will protect you.
I can befriend a cow or a horse though. I can totally climb on a horse like without a saddle or something, but however, camping, that's too much for me.
So, Nightshade, glamping is glamorous camping. It's like when you go in an RV. It's when you go and do stuff in a vehicle that is essentially a mobile home, where you park it, you camp out, and you have fun. It's just like it's an away from home type of camping that's without the amenities
You're not like
of home.
super far from like civilization, right? Like you're kind of like, oh, you can just pop into town and
get some supplies,
get your matcha latte, and then go back.
Yeah, so that's what glamping
quote unquote wilderness.
Yeah, within the like literally quote unquote wilderness. It's a lot different. So I went camping and survived in the woods when I was with my dad and stuff, and we had all that fun with bears, wolves, and stuff. Persona seems to have like an evil spirit or something over her, because she is, from the stories you've told and you have videos on, you are like lucky to have survived most of your childhood.
Yeah, it's okay. That's why I don't go out too much.
I still remember you. What was it? Your tree story? You falling out of the tree and almost hanging yourself or something like that?
Oh yeah, like my whole back was just like torn.
Yeah, it's like
because there was a branch.
It's like random bad events. It's like, how is she alive? We have no clue. She truly is.
Yeah, well, I was one time I was run over by a bicycle.
See?
Like it literally dragged me on the street, and my whole face was just like bloody. See, that's why I always say, like, you know what, stay calm, stay home. It's scary outside. Just
I could tell you some stories that'll make you scared of going into a forest for different reasons.
Yeah. I'm scared to go outside of my apartment building, so every day when I go to get my matcha latte, that's a survival. That's a survival trip. That's a challenge.
Oh man, that sounds bad, but I know some people are like that.
It's dangerous here. Like there's a lot of scooters, and they don't give a shit about traffic lights sometimes. So I'm like, oh my god. And people also, oh my god, this is madness. We're like descending into chaos. Like people don't give a shit about pedestrians. Like they don't give a shit about traffic lights. They just cross the road when it's red light. And I'm like, are you out of your goddamn mind? Oh my god. We are just this is chaotic. This is chaos, anarchy.
So that reminds me, chat, you may not know. So I'm based in the US, Midwest. Fear is from Poland, but she now resides in Taiwan. So her talking about a scooter is quite literally those style of actual scooters.
Oh yeah.
Not like motorcycle kind of thing like that. Which I forgot about. Yeah, I didn't quite include you guys on that knowledge.
Little motorcycles, but like baby motorcycles.
But at the same time, it's more... See, here in the US, more people drive cars and motorcycles because you gotta get that. Yeah. But everywhere overseas, in most areas, it's scooters. Times a billion. Everyone's got a scooter.
On the other hand, like, see, I'm scared of everything, but on the other hand, the other day, my mom was like, I woke up in the morning and I saw a bunch of messages from my mom, and she was, and I mean like exclamation marks and caps. all caps. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And I open the messages and she's like, are you okay? Oh my God, China is attacking. Is there war? Because like I read on the news that Taiwan has activated their military and like, oh my God, are you guys okay? And I'm like, well, if there's a war, I slept through it because I didn't know it was happening. Yeah, it was. She was kind of freaking out on me. I'm like, nope, nope. I'm good. I'm good. But if a war started, then I am bamboozled.
I'm the last person to know about this war happening currently as we were talking.
I'm the last person to know about this because I slept like a baby. So yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. I don't know. Technically, see, like I'm scared of everything, but technically, Taiwan is said to be currently, well, like it's called the most dangerous place on the planet, right? Like, oh, in a sense that, oh, it's kind of like a politically, it's you know, it's kind of like balancing on the edge of like war with China, and yeah, like the new, like, you know, news outlets call it the most dangerous place on the planet. I gotta say, like, if it is, then people here are not feeling it. They do not feel it. Like there's, you know, every other day there's like something with China, like some military exercises, and they're like deploying planes or something. But it's just business as usual here. We're just kind of like, okay.
Until they actually do something.
Well, I mean, I don't think they will. I think it's more like, yeah, I don't think they, honestly, I don't think that, like when I talk to my friends here, like none of them, all of them are thinking like, yeah, this has been happening for the past 70 years. And honestly, they just want to like swing their dicks a little bit.
Makes sense. Like they're just like, they're just showing off. They're trying to show off
they're
their
just
muscle.
showing off. They're just, to their people, mostly like to their people, they're just like, oh, okay, you know.
Yeah, I've heard some horror stories, and a lot more people are talking about the horror stories. I'm like, I did not realize it was that bad, guys.
No. Like it's like here locally, it's not that. It's like everyone is just saying like, yeah, you know, like what are we supposed to do? You know, like it's fine. Like it's not that easy for them to attack Taiwan. And you know what's funny? Okay, this is the fun part. This is the fun part of this whole like political situation. So like one of my friends had to travel right now. They had to travel to China, right? There's no problem. Like they just traveled to China. But they said like, oh, actually, like I just found it out not long ago that Chinese tourists are not allowed in Taiwan. Like they can't come. Like they're banned. There was some conflict there, you know, like the whole situation, but there were like some, you know, Taiwan just banned them for, you know, like kind of like a petty war, sort of like, oh, you know, China banned some products from Taiwan. So Taiwan just banned Chinese tourists. So yeah, like Chinese people are generally not able to come to Taiwan, but China cannot ban Taiwanese people from coming to China. And it's kind of like, it's pissing them off, but they can't ban Taiwanese people. You know why? Because if they do, then that sends a signal that, oh, wait a minute. So Taiwan is a country, isn't it? Because we're banned from coming to, like, you know, like, oh, Taiwanese people are banned from coming to China.
The power play is real.
Yeah, they can't, yeah, like they literally cannot, because that's gonna be contradicting themselves. So they're like, wait, hold off. So that's pretty funny. Like my friends are kind of laughing about it. Like they told me about it recently. I was like, oh my God, that's hilarious. Yeah, it's pretty hilarious. Like they have to like kind of uphold those rules and like just kind of be lenient in China, because otherwise it's gonna send a signal that, oh wait, so you're saying that we're, you know, like Taiwan is an independent country if you're banning something, if you're banning people to go, or like, oh, if you require a visa, then that means like, oh, Taiwan is an independent entity, but then they can't say that. So, yeah. Have you ever visited China? I have not.
Ooh.
I haven't.
That's a good question.
I haven't.
Rice lived in Africa, and for a bit of scooters for transport. Grandpa lives in Thailand and actually is making an apartment complex. That sounds so cool. See, I would love to go overseas to those areas.
So cool, yeah.
See,
yeah, Thailand
I'm thinking
is very nice too.
Everyone keeps talking about how nice Indonesia is, how nice Thailand is, how nice just Taiwan is, and how nice everywhere else in that area is. I'm just like, yeah, but isn't it like always hot? Like I come from an extreme area. Like, dude,
it's October and I still have 30 degrees Celsius, which is like 19 degrees.
Oh, yeah. See, I would have the AC on. I would be existing.
It's like end of October. Wait, let me check, because this is insane, but I'm pretty sure it's still like 30.
So when I talk about extremes, did you know that -40 Celsius is about the same as -40 Fahrenheit?
Is
We
it?
know that because
Wait.
we dealt with that in winter a few years back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
It was cold.
it's 29 degrees. It says it's 29 degrees Celsius, which is, I guess it's like, I don't know how many Fahrenheit, like 80 something, 90 something. But there's
29,
a note underneath. Feels like 36. So it feels
That
like
feels-
100. Wait.
It's 84
Celsius.
degrees. So you said it feels like
Celsius to
36?
Fahrenheit. Okay, hold up. 36. It feels like 36, so it feels like 96. But it's actually 29, which is 84. But because of humidity, it feels like 36. So
Nope.
it feels
Round
like
that up. 98.6,
Yeah.
that's 97 degrees. No,
yeah,
that's too hot. That's
Yeah, and it's
that's
like
a summer.
end of
That's
Hey.
summer here.
yeah.
You know,
My AC is going. Like I have my AC on all the time. Because
Yeah.
I cannot. Like it's not possible.
Yeah, I would believe that. So I would briefly visit, but I would not live there without like full blown AC. I just could not. Dealing with that heat? No. Wait, don't you have to deal with torrential storms too?
Typhoons, yeah. There are typhoons. Oh, there was like this one situation like during my stream. It was hilarious. Someone asked, because I was talking about, like when the hurricane Helene was happening.
Yeah.
I was just kind of talking about that, and someone asked like a valid question, because I was also comparing it to like typhoons in Taiwan, because we get some strong ones. And someone actually asked a valid question. They were like, "Oh, what's the difference between a hurricane and typhoon?" I was like, "You know what? I don't know. Let me look it up." It's just that one is a tropical storm in the Atlantic and I don't know, like North Pacific. One is a tropical storm in the Pacific, like in the Southeast Asia. So I'm like, okay, so it's a tropical storm. There's no difference.
Just name
just a
different.
name.
Okay. Oh, it's
Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
It's just geographically speaking. Like, oh, okay, like typhoons are generally speaking like, oh, an Asian, Asia Pacific.
That's
region.
right. Now that I think about
And
it, tornadoes go in the
America.
tornadoes go in the opposite direction from the U.S. in Australia. So that's how you can tell a difference if you see a picture of a tornado in Australia. It's because the wind currents are flowing the opposite direction than they would flow in the U.S.
Wild. What?
Yeah, I didn't learn that until I was looking that up, because we have tornadoes around where I'm at. And it's just like, ha 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 ha. Are you going to be the storm that kills
Nature
me?
is scary.
I don't think so. Yeah,
Stay
well,
home. Nature is
so,
scary.
See, this is the weird thing, is she lives in an environment that is like all kinds of fucking extreme. And I live in the old world, where I go into the woods, and there very well might be something not good inside there, as well as an animal or something willing to come out and get me. But it's like, how is everything she does? Everyone's like, oh, don't go into the woods. Bro, the woods aren't nearly as bad as what she's been going through.
Yeah.
Where she lives. Yeah, we have torrential storms constantly. The heat is amazing. It's enough to make the roads melt.
Like some typhoons are pretty bad, I gotta say. And I mean, I gotta say, like Florida, it's crazy what's happening now. Like that is something, like the hurricanes, I think it's like the strongest in years and decades. So
it was supposed to be the strongest hurricane in 110 years. No, 104 years. I had a few buddies who were down there. Yeah. He was pissing me off, but he was having fun doing it because he was 500 meters above sea level and just further away. We were all panicking because we heard he was down there. We were like, dude, get out of there. And he's like, no, I'm good. We're like, no, it's heading right for you. No, I'm good. I'm like 500 feet above sea level. Like, oh, wait, where are you? And he showed where he was on the map. We're like, dude, it's not going to come near you. Shut up. Stop making us worry.
Okay, so at least that. No, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine, yeah.
He was talking about, he had the rains and the winds and stuff, and he was kind of giving us a bit of a play-by-play on stuff. It hit, so just before it hit land, it was building up to, I almost called it a stage 5, but essentially a classification 5 hurricane. And then when it hit land, it had downgraded to a 3. They were hoping that this would happen. They weren't sure if it was going to happen because it was 4 to 5, and then it downgraded from 5, 4, 3. and then smashed straight into Florida. And the damage was still extensive, but it wasn't nearly as bad as it would have been. It did actually spawn a number of tornadoes that did hit the ground.
Was that the second one? Was that Helene or the whatever?
Helene.
Oh, okay. Because there was the next one, right? Like, oh.
Helene is the most recent one.
Preppy name. Wait, preppy name.
Helene was the previous one. Milton was the next one.
Oh, Milton. Oh, that's the preppy name I was looking for. I was like, Winston or
No, it was Milton was the one that hit the side of Florida to literally cut across Florida. It chose to cut across Florida, and then that one spawned tornadoes, went from a 5 to 3, and still did massive amounts of damage. Like they had 15-foot swells going through Florida. It was enough that it was literally people were like. Our news actually had written. Yes. No.
We go Helene, or was it weaker?
It was stronger than Helene, I think. Actually, hang on. Let me take a look.
It's interesting to see how hurricanes are generally speaking like they're named like normal kind of people names, like just human names, right? Like Milton, Helene. I don't know, like Katrina. You know, like okay. And then a name, and then we have typhoons, and typhoons are named after like fucking kaijus. The last one was Krathon, like
dude,
Krathon, Krathon. I'm like, oh great, and the next one Godzilla, incoming.
Oh.
No, like I'm kidding, but Krathon, Krathon was real. Krathon is a real name. That sounds so
cool though. Ours are in classifications by names. Like Helene, Milton are all different names. Apparently Milton was a tropical storm.
Oh, so it wasn't... Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's called Hurricane Helene.
Helene.
It was called Hurricane Helene, but they called it like tropical storm.
Oh.
And Hurricane Milton was actually more. Hurricane Milton had more compact tropical storm force winds of 145 miles an hour from the center to over 12 expected. Milton is expected to expand while moving on shore. Helene made landfall with 140 mile an hour winds, making it a Category 4 storm. Milton also... Oh, okay. So Helene slammed into the coast at a Category 4. Okay. Milton built up to a Category 5 and slammed at a 3. So it did less overall damage, but it was as massive as it could possibly be for a storm as it could be. Because they said when Milton was still brewing and making itself, it was the largest storm that... Almost the largest storm. Means we still had a little bit more space. But it was almost the largest storm that our atmosphere has the capability of generating. So everything in our atmosphere was going towards Milton on a one-way trip to Florida. Only it hit and then deaccelerated against Florida to just grind across it.
I mean, it still was devastating for that region, right? Like for Florida. Man, I saw pictures. It was horrible, and just videos. And like some people stayed home. They didn't evacuate, and it was pretty bad.
There was a lot of that. They even told them when they were if people chose to stay, to write your information on your arm, so that way they can identify the bodies when they come back for them.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Wow.
And it's like the mayor of the city, the mayor of the city of Milton, or not Milton, of wherever that Florida the storm was hitting, straight up told them, "Hey, put this on your arm. This is your information, your social, your name. Write it down in permanent marker. If you think you're not going to be able to hold on, write in a few different areas. Because if we can't read it, or if we find your arm, we kind of want to find the rest of you to attach it to."
That is
Make sure
terrifying. Oh my God.
It is. And it's like, bro. And they just did not want to leave. Because, this is our house, we're going to stay. It's like, okay.
Yeah, like on one hand, that's pretty gruesome. You know, like that's pretty scary that you have to do this. You know, but on the other hand, like, I mean, I understand, like, okay, people who, I don't know, maybe older people, you know, it's kind of hard for them to evacuate, like physically, as in like, they can't, you know, like, they're maybe like limited, like they have limited motion or, you know, ability. or maybe they don't have families, because I'm sure there's a lot of older people who just are alone, right? Like they don't really have any family anymore. So that I understand, but like I kind of don't understand like just young people, just regular people who are able-bodied and they are able to evacuate and they just refuse to evacuate. They just, because I saw a couple of videos where people just like, no, I'm gonna stay in my home, I'm gonna protect my home, but it's like, dude, you can't. That's gonna be a huge flood. Like, you're risking your life here.
I can think of 3 people that stayed for stupidity reasons.
Yeah.
2
Are
of
they
them were
okay?
for clout on Kick. And
Oh,
then the last one was the guy they were calling Lieutenant Dan, who stayed
Oh,
inside
the
his...
boat guy.
Yeah, the boat guy with his girlfriend,
Yeah.
who apparently he set on fire in the boat. Yeah, that was a thing.
What the
And
heck?
then, yeah, I don't understand. I didn't want to look at it. I didn't want to read more about that. It just sounded so stupid. But apparently he survived just chilling out inside his boat. There was another guy who stayed inside his apartment who had, just he didn't want to leave. So he was just like streaming. And he was just like, yeah, guys, I'm not leaving unless I have to. And he stayed in his apartment, but he was up on the upper floor, so he was fine.
Yeah.
Then there was another guy who was trying, there's 3 of them. No, 4 of them. Because two guys were there trying to get $70,000
Oh
for
yeah,
the
but
Kick
it was
deal.
like for a specific person.
Yeah, they were getting more information on being inside of Milton when it hit land. One guy was breaking into apartments when it was going on. Cops quickly found his ass, and yeah, they straight up said that if you're looting, we're gonna shoot you. And then they found out he wasn't looting, so they didn't shoot him, but he was openly breaking into apartments to get video from their balconies and stuff like that.
Someone's house,
Right?
like just because there's flood, like doesn't make you, like, I don't know, like doesn't let you allow you to like break into someone's place, like.
The other one's
Okay, unless
worse.
like, to save your own life, like, okay, like if you have that valid reason, like, okay, like I don't know, like it's flooding, and then there's this house or apartment that you have to like, oh, you have to break in to climb to the higher floor or something. Okay,
Yeah.
well, that's valid reason, not for streaming.
Yeah, he was trying to stream the storm, and then there was another guy who that was his whole shtick. He was sitting inside of a what did he have? He had a tent, an umbrella, some ramen, a stove to cook it in, and his phone that he was streaming from. And no, he had an inflatable mattress that he was sleeping on too in the tent. And he was sitting on the ground as Milton was coming in, and he was streaming and talking because he wanted the $70,000 from the Kick guys. And he was streaming live, and they had to pop into his chat and told him outright, "No, we're not giving you $70,000. That's not for you." He went off on them.
For a specific person.
Yeah, he thought he could get it, so he traveled to Florida, and he was camping under a bridge to get video of being in the storm on foot.
Why?
In the storm. So when the waters...
the whole situation with like 70K was like, oh, it was this big streamer who specified like, oh, I'm gonna give it to this other streamer, like this specific streamer who was there. I think it was like by name even.
Yeah.
And then like a couple of people, like including I guess this guy, were just like, I don't know, they didn't hear that it was for a specific person. Like, did they misinterpret? Like, did they? I don't know.
I'm clearly included on this. It's just for whoever can record the storm. Yeah. So there was that, and then pretty much he had to tell him like, dude, I'm not giving you the money. This isn't for you. He said that in his chat, and then he bailed, and then he freaked out because he was like, I'm risking my life out here. It's like, that's why he's telling you it wasn't for you and to leave, because it's literally, you're saying you're doing this for money that they're giving out. It's not for you to be given out. So if you die, yes, technically that can be brought back to them. They want no part of that. And the dude was
like,
just...
oh, I don't want to be held responsible for that because, like, I specified this is not for anyone who records.
Right.
It was for like that specific person or creator, right? Like, or for two creators, I think there were like
Yeah.
two creators.
Yeah, and it was just like this. What are you doing? And it's like that's the scariest thing is these people not listening, and they do something as horrible. Like, they actually had cool live stream footage of the plane that went into the hurricane. Its whole purpose was to fly, collect data, and exist within the hurricane itself, like a mile or two out from the eye. So they flew into the strongest part of it and were just chilling out next to the eye of the hurricane to get data. And they
Oh
have
my
some
God.
pictures and video of that. And it's a full-on plane. Like they are like storm chasers that are actually with the government. Their plane is built to withstand this stuff. And it's like watching them sitting inside the plane as it's shaking and stuff. It's like, oh hell no.
No, I
And they're just
can't
like-
even. I could not even handle like normal turbulence.
Right? It's like I'm like I would have zero part of that. I would be shitting myself
Like
every
freaking
second.
out
They're just
already
sitting
on
there
the
like,
plane when it's like a sunny day, clear skies, and then there's like turbulence, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna die.
yeah. I'm just like, oh my
I'm dying.
god. And then they tried streaming and talking, and it kept cutting out. And the response, one of the guys who were talking was like, "Yeah, that plane probably doesn't have very good internet reception." You got to imagine they're in the middle of a hurricane. We're lucky we can even hear them talk for a second.
Yeah,
That thing is not gentle.
understandable, understandable.
Well, and
That
then it started lowering down, and they started moving further out or in. And then they were like, "Yeah, we have better reception now." Weird. They're like, "Yeah, it's slowing down. It's fine." And then it started. They took it as a normal day, and it's like, guys. This is like a class 5 hurricane. It's insane. And you're just treating it like it's cool. It's a normal day. You're in a hurricane, bro. Act like it. What do you act like?
Seriously. Dorothy, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, we're just talking about the like Florida situation for a moment. But we can go back to the scary stories.
The Floridians need help.
Floridians, hang in there. I know it's horrible. There was a situation in Poland too. We had floods. And a
Oh,
lot
I
of
heard
people,
about that.
Yeah,
One of
yeah.
my
It was
buddies
very, it was
getting
very
that.
bad in certain regions. So yeah, a lot of people lost
Yeah.
their homes. So
One of my buddies
I
on
mean,
the
luckily, my family were, my family was lucky enough to not get flooded. But their friend, like a lot of our family friends, also, like their houses got flooded. So it was pretty bad.
one of my buddies was on I think he was on the reserves and he got called in to deal with shit. Like his entire thing was he was complaining because he had to do a lot of stuff with the sandbags and everything else. Like he was putting like actively out there trying to
Wait, in Poland or?
yeah he's in Poland and he was actively out there doing stuff. We kept making fun of him and then we're like, oh wait, how bad is it? And then we started sending pictures and we're like, oh, this isn't joke. This isn't like little Flood McGee. This is, are you okay? Are the people around you okay, dude?
It was pretty bad in there, but
He-
luckily,
he
it's passed. So
Yeah, he wasn't too happy about talking about it, and it was like, yeah, we couldn't imagine, but he was just like, yeah, so this is the reason why I haven't been online is because I've been dealing with this, and we're like, holy shit, dude, you're actually in the thick of that, and he goes, yeah, it's, yeah, and he goes, I have to go in boats, and now we have to go get people here, so I'm only around to update you that I'm not dead if I don't come back in a few hours. Love you guys, and we're like, that's not cool.
yeah, don't say that. Oh my God. I mean, it was pretty scary. Like my family from that region, right? Because they live in the city that was kind of like at the center of it, like they were afraid that it's gonna, because there's this city Wrocław, and it's kind of like 2 or 3 major rivers pass through it. I think 2, but like 2 major rivers pass through it, so it was like pretty scary because like in the past it flooded very, very badly. So it's kind of like in this weird location where it's just not elevated and like there's like huge rivers. So like there was a lot of military sent there to kind of like try to protect the city. And unfortunately, the flood did get to smaller surrounding villages. So a lot of people unfortunately lost their homes.
Damn, that sucks.
That's pretty bad.
That's
Okay.
bad.
All right, and
Wow, Rice.
now we can get to the third story. Well, the last story. Well, for me, the last story.
All right.
Wait, the last story? Where was my last story? Okay, I have one. Okay, I have two stories. One of them is a one-liner, so I'm just gonna read it right now because that one is possibly the most terrifying story, scary story I've ever seen. And I think everyone in the chat, both in my chat and in Morgan's chat, is gonna be able to relate to this story. Because it probably happened. But no, I mean, it probably happened to you. I don't think any of us were brave enough to actually do it, but let me read this story. I let my mom count down to 0. It was scary.
Ooh.
I think that's the scariest story. I let my mom count down to 0.
That does have ramifications. I've done that a few times. That usually turned
Wait,
out
did you
bad.
actually let her count down to 0? I did.
Oh fuck
not.
yeah! I was not. I was the
Nope.
kid who would push the boundary because if that was not something that was done, how would we know what the boundary was? But then again,
My
nowadays,
dad was like, oh god. I know,
Yep,
right? This is the
yep.
scariest story you've ever seen.
my chat's like that too. Well, my other idea was, and then his internet history was made public.
Oh, that one too. But
Oh,
Jeremy, that was the username was the user was called Jeremy is neat. Well, Jeremy is hopefully alive, neat and alive.
Yeah, what would you even say? Yeah, she got to 0. She got to 1. What happened? I don't remember.
0 is like a blackout. You black out.
Just
You
darkness,
see
man.
a bright light.
You see the
And then
light.
nothing. You see the light, and then you see nothing. Oh
It
my
was all
God.
something, and then darkness hit. What happened? Couldn't tell you. What happened to
Joshua
your
said,
eye?
Oh God, more flashbacks. The helicopters and stuff.
You hear the choir, and she's like,
Yeah,
you hear the
you hear the
choir.
choirs, and you hear
Oh.
like first you hear the choppers, and then you hear choir.
What just popped in my head was you hear the ringing of the tinnitus in your right ear.
That's true. That's true. Nice.
If you've been slapped in the ear, you know how that feels and how that sounds.
Oh God, yeah. The
It's just-
ringing.
And you're kind of just falling, but you're not there. It's just like, oh, in slow motion.
I think it's an out of body experience. I think at that moment it's just like you're seeing yourself, you're having an out of body experience, and you're seeing the situation. It's like, why did I do this? Why?
My chat's like, God, no.
God, no. Yeah, my chat too. So, like, that happened to me at times. Oh God, war flashbacks. I know that feeling.
Oh, it's one of the worst things you could do, though. It's just like, yeah, I'm gonna push the envelope. How far are you pushing it? I let my mom count down from 10. Yeah,
Oh,
I
from
got
10?
to 1. Got to 1.
At least your
Okay.
mom like did countdown from 10. Mine was
no,
just
mine
like 3.
Mine. Oh, you got 3. Yeah, no, mine started at like 5 and then went to 3. The more of the older we
Yeah,
got,
it's
she
like
got to
either
3.
5 or 3. Yeah. It's just like, nope. I want to live. I want to live. I still want to live. I have a bright future ahead of me. I want to live.
Or a dark
Okay.
one, depending.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, so my story, the longer one, is titled Run. And it's from Scary Stories, and it was posted by Out of Tune 7. So let me read it. Run. Run. And if you can't run, then walk. And if you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, don't stop. It's only been an hour since everyone on Earth, as far as I could tell, heard those same words. I was already walking through the park when I heard them. And after seeing what happens, I won't be stopping anytime soon. It's been 2 hours now. I've kept walking. I'm tired, but stopping is not an option. Some people tried driving, but the fact of getting in a car requires stopping even for the briefest moment. And as those already driving, when they heard the rules, soon found out, it's impossible to move indefinitely in a vehicle, especially in a crowded city. Their screams kept me moving. It's been 4 hours now, and I'm exhausted. With the only thing pushing me forward being the fear of what awaits when I stop. And yes, I mean when, proven by plenty of those around me, eventually I will have to stop. Some have just given up, accepting their fate, only to immediately regret the decision. Some just couldn't take the screams anymore. And most simply don't see the point of continuing. And with every step, I'm starting to become more like the latter. It's been about 6 hours, and for the first time, I saw what happens up close. I was walking aimlessly down an alley, trying to get away from the madness, when I saw a young man, no more than 16, crying. It didn't even register at first to me until he made eye contact with me. He had stopped moving. His eyes were bloodshot. And not just whites around his pupils. I mean, the entirety of his eye was crimson red. Black tears streamed down his expressionless face. And then he smiled. A wide, toothy smile that would have screamed of joy if it wasn't followed by animalistic screams that would give the biggest horror fanatic nightmares. I wish I could say witnessing his dying moments was the most horrific thing to happen to me today. But then it hit me. The realization that I had stopped moving. Oh shit. Well shit.
Wait, that's all it takes? Stop moving?
Yeah. Stop
Well, I
moving.
guess-
Well, they got a message, like everyone on Earth heard the message, like run or keep moving.
I guess,
Yeah,
but
like
technically the
stop.
human body is always moving until it's not, so... Maybe? Or-
Technically, but it was you're supposed to be in motion, like, moving from one
But-
place to another.
Does that count transport?
Well, yeah, technically, yeah, like the people in cars, but
Does
you
that count-
can't.
oh.
But you can't really be in motion all the time in a car. Like if you're
True.
driving through a city and
What
you're
if you-
gonna run out of gas.
But what if
And
you're on a
then you
boat?
Well, on a boat.
I mean, the ocean.
with- I
The ocean's
guess,
moving
yeah,
you.
I guess.
Ocean's always moving.
I guess, yeah. I suppose,
Gotta
yeah.
Shove Venice a little further
people
off
on
kilter.
boats, yeah. Like lucky,
That would be weird.
but that would be weird.
That's very
That's
questionable. Good story, but it's... Ooh.
Yeah. Short, scary story. Yeah, I would be. Yeah, like on a boat. I think on a boat, like that makes sense.
That could
know what?
work.
What if I were on rollerblades? Like that does that count? Like if I'm, rollerblading and then it's just like, oh, I can
Would it?
stop. As in, like I can stop rollerblading and I'm still rolling.
Oh,
I'm still
Rice
going.
brings up a good one. What happens sounds like them SCP scenarios. You stop and an eldritch thing touches your shoulder.
Oh yeah, maybe, yeah.
Well, I remember those stories. I remember when SCP used to be good.
True.
when they actually used to be scary stuff. Those were good ones, but it was still one of those things where it's like, yeah, some of them are still good. This reminds me of that. What would you do?
I don't know. I would be.
Then-
I would probably be on a boat if anything, because at least you can sleep, right? Like you can.
Mm-hmm.
Like
But what if
still
you made your
technically
entire
alive.
floor vibrate in your house?
I think. Wait, is it? I guess. How? Wait, how?
What about the people who stand on those vibrating machines? Technically, you're moving,
But then it's gonna run out of. Yeah, but like it's gonna run out of power.
possibly. I mean,
Well, like
If
the moment
you plug
everyone
it in,
at the power plant has to keep moving, right?
right? But
Yeah.
what if
but
you
then
say
eventually
that?
it's gonna be like Project Zomboid, right? Like not,
But what if you were
eventually
to
the power
be
is gonna go
like, I have I have a fidget spinner tied to my hand. Does that count?
Maybe.
If you just keep spinning the fidget spinner while you're doing stuff, does that still count? Because
My child is
technically
so
you're.
mean. My child is just like Joshua said, with her Jesus feet, no chance for Sona. Yeah, not with my Jesus feet. I would get blisters.
You were the personification of the meme of what was it? It was Hunger Games. The Hunger Games. The gong goes off. You lurch forward, and the gunshots ring out. It's like, oh.
Yeah, no, like for me,
shit.
I wonder. Wait, Alberto asked. I wonder how long Sona walks if she was given the message. Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah, if I was given the message, like I would just like not. I would give up because like my Jesus feet are just not meant for walking. Like not in any shoes. Like I get blisters from like freaking I don't know like Skechers.
Oh
Even those gave me blisters once, but then I broke them in. But yeah, sometimes if I walk too much, yeah, then yeah. They didn't give me luckily they didn't give me blisters like at the beginning. They only gave me blisters under my feet if I walked too much in them. Like if I walked like brisk walking, then I would get blisters like under my feet, not like, they didn't rub on my feet. Like I still recommend Skechers, great shoes. But
makes sense.
Yeah.
Wait, how
if Skechers
thick
wants
are you?
to sponsor me, I would accept.
Are you wearing thick socks or do you have thin ones?
I've tried everything. I tried
my
thick,
goodness.
I tried thin, I tried everything. I tried band-aids, I tried to bandage my feet. There's no getting out of this. Like I just get blisters.
Oh, you just suffer until you can get some good pair of Skechers, and then you're like, oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Skechers are good. Like they didn't give me blisters on my like like the heel. But yes, if I do walk a lot in them, then I will get some blisters like under my foot. Yeah, those like I don't know why, but like suddenly there's like a blister with liquid in it. And I'm like, it's okay.
That makes sense. It happens. I mean, that sucks. I've only dealt with it when I wore shoes that were the wrong size. I've never had to deal with that. But that's up until recently where first time I wore soft shoes and now my foot hurts. Feels like there's a thing inside of it. And it's like, yeah, you probably aren't used to soft-soled shoes. I've worn boots and hiking shoes and heavy things.
See, it doesn't matter to me. Like, I can even wear shoes that I've already worn and they are like technically broken in. And I'm still gonna get blisters like if I walk too much in them.
Oh my goodness.
That's why I mean like Jesus feet. Like I'm just meant to float or walk on water or I don't know.
You're meant to get those really thin shoes that cost like $5.
To, like, carry me around. I need to be carried around.
You need to get your own drone so that you can fly around.
Yeah, or like one of those like the things that in medieval times, like some people like in some cultures they would just be carried around. Like especially in Asia, they would have those like
the dioceses.
Yeah, or like I think was it or lectic or something?
The lectic. Yeah, the literal carry. Well, they had the throne one you carried on, but then they had the carriage
the
one.
Or like a little carriage, but like not pulled by horses, but like carried around by people. Oh, palanquin, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Pelican, yeah.
Yeah. Rice had the fix for that palanquin.
I was very confused because I'm pretty sure in Polish we do call it like a lektyka, so like lectic, but yeah, that's what we call it. But I guess pelican, yeah.
See, they have their own word for it. We just pilfer everyone else's.
Sona being carried around like a princess. You don't understand. Like there's no other way for me.
You'll need slaves or willing carriers.
Yeah, I'm a princess.
True.
It's okay. I'm a princess. Me being carried around with like a little matcha latte in my hand. I could live like that.
You need your matcha latte rudder.
Yeah. I wouldn't have to wear shoes. No shoes anymore. I would just be carried around. I could live like that. Yeah, that would be good life.
That would be an interesting way to do it.
That would be a wonderful life. No shoes.
Amazon has subscriptions for ordering stuff to get it brought to you. Fear's got matcha latte order to have one brought to her every day.
I've done this before. They do
really?
have not Uber Eats. Like previously they had it on Uber Eats. Now they have it in their own app or a different like food delivery app. I think it's called Food Panda. And yeah, Starbucks, like I've done this before because I was Okay, I was like lazy, okay? I was lazy and it was raining and I didn't. It's literally walking distance from my house.
Oh, come
Like
on.
it takes me like 5 minutes to get there, and I was just being a lazy.
You
I didn't
paid
want to get. I was made of sugar that day.
you paid someone to walk
Yeah.
5 minutes down the road to
Yeah.
give you a matcha latte.
I did. I absolutely did.
Oh my goodness.
One time, because it was raining really hard, and I was just like, I feel like I'm made of sugar today, so I don't want to go.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
All right,
I'm
everyone,
like,
we need fan art of that.
there should be. There really should be. Like, okay, that was like just one time. Okay, it was just raining really hard. I think it was typhoon, and I was just like, okay, I don't want to go out.
You're one of the people who's like, you can go ahead and risk yourself. I won't risk myself. Thank you, though.
I did tip them, and that's not common here. You know, tipping culture is not. That's not a thing here, but they do have it in Uber Eats, and I was just like, oh, if you actually tip, that's like they actually send you a message. They're like, wow, thank you. Like, what the fuck? Why? And I'm like, well, it's raining, and I'm a lazy asshole, so.
You didn't know that part. It's just raining really hard, so I felt bad for you.
Yeah, no, honestly, like whenever, okay, if it's like. Because like tipping is not really a thing. Like, oh, if it's like a normal weather, I don't really tip, Uber Eats drivers because it's like normal weather. But and it's not common to tip.
Mm-hmm.
But oh, if it's raining, like whenever it's raining, I do tip because I'm like, okay, you know, like you're out there. Usually, like they're on scooters too. Like they don't really have a car. Like it's scooters. So I'm like, okay, you know, like I'm definitely gonna tip because they have to like bring my food in the rain.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That does remind me I should get a scooter.
But they still get shocked. They still send me a message asking like, why? I'm like, yeah, but it's raining. And they're like, yeah, but why?
Why would you give me extra money for my job?
Yeah. Like
good job.
sometimes I would get that message like they were just asking me like, oh, why, you know, how come?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I've dealt with that when I tip
there's that.
artists for stuff, and it's like,
Yeah.
I'm from America. This is what we do. This is weird. Why are you acknowledging this? Don't make
Like
it weird.
art is kind of like, oh, you know, art, I get why someone would be shocked, I guess, because it's just like, oh, you know, like if I'm a freelance artist, like, oh, I set my own prices. So yeah, like I mean, obviously I would be grateful, but at the same time I would be like, oh, why the tip? Like I thought we agreed on the price. I was like, oh, you know, price is like predetermined, so it's okay.
You did a great job. Here's an extra $20.
I mean, that's very good thing. Yeah.
Treat yourself to a matcha latte. I don't know what you do with it. It's $20. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, but I admit my you know, that day I was at my lowest. I was just like, I was at my lowest when it comes to laziness. I was just like, yep, I am lazy. I will live with that.
We do have days like that. I know I've been guilty of it. I've ordered stuff from down the road and come back to it and been like, right.
Yep.
Pandemic was a definite time when that was a thing.
Oh yeah, because it was right. Like it was not great to go out, or you know, everyone was still scared. Like we weren't sure. Like right, like no one was really sure like what it was, like how dangerous the virus was. So interacting with people was like kind of scary.
I fell into the hole of hey, this is convenient. And then it took a while to climb out of the hole of, hey, this is super convenient. I don't feel like driving the half mile away to work, or not work, to get food. Or I don't want to drive 20 minutes to get food. It's like, yeah, that's understandable. It's 2 minutes away, bro. I don't feel like dealing with traffic.
Or drive, yeah.
Okay, I really don't want to drive the 5 miles to KFC. It's 15 minutes away. It's down a straight road. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
but I can order it.
Yeah.
You're turning a $25 order
that, right?
to a $50 order. Is this not wrong to you? It's a bit expensive. I'm gonna slap you.
Yeah. You could have just picked it up. Yeah, like
right?
same here. I'm like, I'm guilty of that. I'm just like, yeah, I'm a lazy asshole. I don't want to walk in the rain. Yeah.
Right?
I feel bad for for whoever was delivering my food that day, because they were just like, what the fuck? It's one coffee. It's a cup. You couldn't even walk.
I've seen people who have done those, who have done the DoorDash videos and stuff where they deliver stuff, some of them are very creative with the stuff they have to talk about with their customers who are delivering things, and it's like, really? And they're like, one guy was talking about, it's like, every day this chick orders the same drink. Every day I give it to her. Every day she tips me $5.
Hey.
And it's like, wait, dude, that's a $5-8 drink. So she's essentially giving you like $5 on top of that, plus everything else she's spending on it. So that $5 drink is probably a $15 drink for the delivery, not counting the $5 tip. So she's buying like we'll roll with your matcha latte, and it's costing her $20 a day to get one delivered. It's like,
okay, no, I wouldn't spend that much. Like, I'm spending,
God.
like, if I do spend on Uber Eats to, like, for just my drink, it's usually just the price of the drink.
Right. Okay.
But I don't do it when I don't order like that when it's like, oh, the weather is nice, and like, unless it's like really raining cats and dogs, so it's like, oh, it has to be like very bad weather for me to not want to go out. Otherwise, yeah, like I just walk.
That's right, everyone.
Pick it up and order myself. Also because actually it's very nice because I guess like I'm the only white person on my block. So my local Starbucks, like actually the people there already recognize me, and I just walk in. They wave at me. They're like, "Oh, hi. Do you want your regular?" I'm like, "Yes, please. This is great."
Oh, it's nice to be recognized.
Yeah, it's very nice. Like actually one worker, like one employee from that one Starbucks, there's like a mall kind of like farther away, and there's another Starbucks inside that mall. And one time I went to that mall, and this guy was in that Starbucks and then immediately recognized me too. Because he usually works at my local Starbucks, but for some reason he was there that day, and I'm ordering, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, like, do you want your matcha latte?" I'm like, "Holy shit! Wait a minute, I know you."
How do you know me here? What's going on? Yeah, we have a whole flyer and everything. We passed it around to the other branches.
Yep, and he's just like, yeah, we know, I know you. I know you.
That'd be kind of terrifying, but that'd be nice.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's very nice. So I really don't mind because they're very, very nice, and I appreciate it. I appreciate that they know my drink. It's not, it's not hard. It's a very specific drink. Like, it's a very specific order. I don't think anyone else orders it the way I do, because I have like, very specific amount of like, well, not amount of milk, but like, very specific type of milk, and then amount of sugar. It's also very specific because I have a very balanced, specific matcha latte order to make it taste good, and they already remember.
1 scoop of sugar, 2 scoop of milk. Special.
Yeah, like one pump. Like literally 1 pump of sugar, soy milk, and matcha latte, and like, oh no, like usually it's hot. If I order cold, I order it without ice.
Okay.
Yeah, so they usually remember. They remember because they're like, oh yeah, it's that lady with her matcha order that is like super weird. Like, hey, this is like the perfect balance, and like for specific sizes, I have specific amount of sugar that I add so that it tastes the same.
At least you're balanced. At least you're keeping that in check. That's good. You do make yourself.
I am somewhat of a, I wouldn't call myself famous in the community, but I am infamous for the matcha latte.
You're a matcha latte connoisseur.
I'm a connoisseur. Yeah, like if I order like medium size, then I have to do 1 pump of sugar. If I order big size, then it has to be 1.5 to 2 pumps of sugar. And yeah, like they, so that it tastes the same. Because if they overdo it, I can immediately tell, and I'm like, that's too sweet.
I have had Starbucks maybe twice in my life going to a store. Other than that, I just buy the creamer in the store. That's it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm sad to say, but I am the. Someone just did the gremlin. Ooh, I can't see who it is. I moved that off screen. Oh, nice sheet. But I am a casual coffee drinker. I just drink black coffee and then I'll add my creamer into it because that's how I've known my coffee. There's been times where I've gotten the fancy dolled up coffee, but they have made me sick because of all the sugars and all the syrups in them. There's a lot I really want to try. There's a lot of really cool ones.
So the Starbucks in the States is sweet. Like I actually don't like Starbucks in the States because it's too sweet for me. Because they use sweetened soy milk, and I'm like, oh, yeah. I don't. Also, Joshua, thank you for the super. You're too sweet already, Sona. Yeah.
Just remember, everyone, by the way, just to intercept here, for every super chat you give Sona, she's just going to use it on her matcha lattes.
Yeah, I will. I absolutely will. No. No, okay. I won't.
She's lying, she will.
Probably. What else? Wait, I was going to say something. No, like, it's more like I get why, you don't get, let's say you don't buy kind of like coffee at a coffee shop that often, because like, in the States is a little more expensive. And I've noticed that, for example, Starbucks doesn't have that many like promotions in the States. Like in Taiwan, because people are very used to like having like some kind of promotions, points, using points for coffees. Like Starbucks actually runs program where like, they have this like option, they have an app and you collect points and then you can actually exchange points for coffee, right? For drinks. And I get it like, sometimes they also alongside of it, they also run a promotion, which is like buy one, get one free. So sometimes I have points and I can pay for my coffee with my points, but I can actually invite someone like my friend and we get 2 drinks.
Starbucks
so this is
stars?
Great. Yeah, Starbucks stars, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And they at the same time, like, they have like double, let's say like, you get 2 drinks. So sometimes I literally can order 1 drink, but I get 2. And yeah, and I'm and I'm awake for 48 hours. I order coffee, 2 coffees. Yeah, but it's, they have like a lot of very nice promotions here, especially like at those chain stores, because they want to appeal to the local clients, and local clients just, they really like Taiwanese people really like to have some kind of like benefit from, for being a loyal client.
If I remember right, actually, where you're at in Taiwan, Asia areas, Japan, they go really crazy when it comes to actually getting like special edition stuff or really nice stuff. Like your guys' Starbucks can't compare to the US because yours is so much better, it's so much nicer, you get so much more.
It's very localized in terms of like what promotions or what discounts they run, or like what products they have, because people here really like those like very cute cups, limited stuff. Like some gadgets, some like
Caramel
merch
ribbon
from Starbucks. Yeah, they literally had a collab with New Balance, Starbucks and New Balance. Yeah, and they had like a cap. They had like they also had a tumbler that had the lid was actually a New Balance cap. It was pretty fun.
It's a frap?
It's pretty unique.
Caramel Ribbon Crunch is my favorite. It's forever my favorite, and when I have it. It's all half past here. It's a frap very fast. Oh. Okay. Wait, how do you... New Balance, how do you work together with
that? It was literally they might still have some products, but yeah, they just did like a collab with New Balance, and they had different like mugs and cap, like mugs with like lids that were kind of shaped like a cap. Yeah,
that sounds so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah,
why can't we have stuff like that? I mean, technically, what really irks me is the last cup. So I have beside me an exercise bottle. It's plastic. It is literally one of the shaker bottles. I bought a cooler one that was made of stainless steel and all that cool crap in it. It was a Genshin Impact shaker bottle. It has a shaker in the lid of it, but it was from the G Fuel. Only reason I know this is I specifically saw it was Genshin, bought the shaker bottle because I wanted it, and they're like, here's the stuff with it. I'm like, cool. I did half of it, and I was like, okay, this isn't so bad. But I've noticed that when I use it, I gain weight. So I gave it to my best friend who really wanted it too.
Oh no!
He's not affected like it like I am. And I was like, damn, he's lucky. But I kept a shaker bottle, and I'm like, I love this thing. There are a rare event to see like these really cool shaker bottles going around. I'm like, Why can't we have more cool stuff like this, even for game
Yeah,
events and things?
there's pretty cool stuff.
Like movie theaters keep having the really weird popcorn
Mm.
bottles, the popcorn
Oh yeah, I've seen it. The
baskets.
buckets
Yeah,
or
yeah, the
yeah.
popcorn buckets. They're literally buckets of popcorn.
I saw
It's like,
the one for Dune. That one was
oh
interesting.
god, that was me. Well, and then Deadpool memed off that, and
Oh
then
yeah,
everyone memed
yeah,
off the
that's
Alien one. It's like, come on,
mm.
people. But it's like, why can't we? And the
Yeah,
cups are
people just
stupid.
like the gadgets, right?
Yeah, but the cups look stupid. It's like, give us a really cool cup like the Starbucks one, like you're talking about.
Mm.
That just sounds so cool.
Yeah, there's some of them are pretty cool. Also, Dorothy, thank you so much for the super putting money into the matcha latte fund. Hey, also I get the buy one get one free coupons and enjoy having two of whatever for myself to enjoy. Yeah, it's pretty nifty. I really appreciate that that discount, and also I appreciate the super. Thank you so much.
If you can drink one fast enough, I could see that turning out to be actually really good. But you'd have to drink one fast so it stays cool if it's cool, or if it's hot, and then you'd be like, ah, yes,
Yeah.
the second one returns. Then you have to
I guess like the
drink
second
that.
one, like I mean, if it's a hot drink, then they do put it in. Well, they keep the heat pretty well, the cups. So,
It
or
could be
I can just
heated.
put one in my tumbler because I do have a, I have like several Starbucks tumblers actually. I have a problem.
That doesn't sound...
I
Okay,
have
we
a,
need to see a
oh,
picture
it
now.
might be an addiction. Okay, a little, slightly. Um,
How many? How many?
I can end it whenever I can quit whenever I want to. I just don't want to.
Don't trust
How
that.
many?
Don't...
I
Yeah.
did get like one. I did recently get one from Las Vegas. My friend
Okay.
was in Las Vegas for a trip, and they brought me a Starbucks kind of cup or like a bigger tumbler. Those like jumbo-sized tumblers. So I have one from Las Vegas. I
Wait,
have
you got
one from
Americans?
Japan. That's two. I have
An
two
American
from
size
Taiwan.
jumbo? Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh
So
god,
I have
that's huge.
yeah. Like I have I have a big tumbler or like cup. It's very flashy because it's Las Vegas edition. But wait, so I have Las Vegas. I have one from like one tumbler from Japan. I have two tumblers from Taiwan. And I might have one more. So I have like 5 tumblers, but then again I have also like a lot of cups, like mugs from Starbucks from like all over the place. I even have one from West Virginia.
What?
I bought one. Yeah,
Wait, was that
I
when
went
you
to
were...
West Virginia.
Was that
Oh.
the Mothman?
Yeah, it was.
Was the...
It was, and
Oh
I got
goodness, that's huge.
yeah, I
huge.
have a Starbucks mug from West Virginia, and it's pretty nice. It's very nice. Like the colors are very West Virginia, like matching West Virginia is like kind of a light blue, like this sad blue, but because it's right, like it immediately brings up those like the mountains and like cloudy mountains, like that kind of vibe from West Virginia. So yeah, it's very nice.
Just to remind chat, Sona touched Mothman's butt.
Oh, I did. Yeah, it was shiny. It was smooth. I am blessed for life.
She's responsible for putting the money between his cheeks.
I did no such thing. Okay, I was very respectful, very demure, very mindful.
Doubt. You touched his butt.
Question: Are Mothman popcorn buckets a thing? Are they? No, I don't think so.
I don't see... Well, depends. Do they have Mothman buckets when the Mothman prophecy was around?
Do we? I don't know.
I should Google that while I'm looking at things.
Mm.
Did you ever watch the Mothman prophecy?
I didn't, but I have to watch it. I have to like sit down to it. I do have a poster of Mothman prophecy.
Popcorn
Like
pop corn bucket.
Mothman.
There
was
was
like a board game coming
no
up
such thing.
with. I saw like I just went on YouTube and YouTube served me this ad, which is like a Kickstarter ad for a board game that is all about cryptids, and they have like those little figurines, and the Mothman one is so fucking cute. I think I'm gonna
Hang on a
join
minute.
Kickstarter.
My Mini Factory. My Mini Factory. There's your search bar. Mothman. Show me Mothman. Oh, those are adorable as shit. That is terrifying. Those are adorable. Okay, so they don't have any. Well, hang on a minute. I'll send you my mini factories results of Mothman. Why do I have 5 direct messages from people?
Wait, where?
There you go.
Which one is it?
I have a resin printer, so I can print minis. I have fun printing minis when I'm not, being gassed.
Oh, what?
Though these ones have color on them,
many
you could
Mothman.
technically add color on them.
Yeah.
But yeah, then they have the actual like beast Mothman, like monster from like D&D style stuff. Then they have adorable little cute ones, like the cryptid ones.
Yeah, so this is the game I'm talking about. Like this is the board game that I'm talking about. Twisted Cryptids. It's so cute. Like like the little
Ooh.
figurines. Oh my god.
Holy balls!
Yeah.
Dude, they wanted $50,000 and they're going up from $1 million.
Yeah.
Almost $2 million.
$2 million. $2 million. Like Kickstarter was for $50K and they already have $2 million. That
Hey,
is amazing.
I don't see a Thunder Eagle in this thing, you bastards. Where I'm at in the Midwest, when our cryptid is a Thunder Eagle. Everyone else is like, yeah, we got what?
Emotional damage.
Yeah, like the
Guys,
emotional damage
Twisted
thing.
Cryptids, if you're interested, you can look it up on Kickstarter.
Yeah, because people are
It
like, the New Jersey
beautiful.
Devil, the
Yeah.
Wendigos, stuff like that. Technically, we have the Wendigo, we have Thunder Eagles. What is that? That's so.
And you
pretty. Is that-
can get
yes.
like a whole like set with expansions, and that's gonna be. I think like there's different tiers. It's great.
Bigfoot,
Looks great.
Loveland Frog, Mothman, Jackalope, Nessie, Chupacabra, the Jersey Devil, Lizard Person, Deathworm, and a Yeti.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Hide from hunters or invite them over for a party.
Oh my god, so cute.
Oh
It
my
looks really
God.
great. Like if this comes
Kickstarter
out,
edition.
like I want this.
Kickstarter edition is $30. Exclusive edition game and expansion $39. The deluxe bundle is $139. Oh my god, that
And
is
then it's like
huge.
ultimate 199, I think. That is huge.
199.
That's like a
yeah.
huge set.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, it just keeps going.
Yep.
Devise
Mongolian
evaded
Deathworm.
lurkers.
Oh yeah, I talked about it like during one of my streams. I did talk about Mongolian Deathworm.
I missed that one. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, some of them like kind of lesser known cryptids.
Yeah, see? Thunder Eagle. Lesser known. But yeah, no, that sounded really cool. Dude,
Yeah.
this is a whole set. And you found an ad for this and this is how you found it?
Yeah, it's just like YouTube served me an ad.
Fuck.
It's great.
Oh my god, the jackalope's adorable. It's like something you want to hug
Yeah.
until you crush it. Oh my god, it's so cute.
Mm.
Wait, what is this, Mothman? You are crafty. Do not reveal your hoaxes or silhouettes.
Mothman is crafty.
Ooh. Hoaxes, decoys, and silhouettes? Where does Mothman fit into these? Oh, they have one for different things.
Yeah, it's really great. Like this, I'm looking forward to this game. I might actually like I'm gonna support.
Stretch goals.
Like get maybe the deluxe or the full edition.
They had, lenticular cryptid cards. Holographic that shift images. 100,000. 200,000 are wooden hiding spot tokens. 300,000 are the wooden sinkhole tokens. 500,000 is an electronal box. They wouldn't expect it to
Whoa.
go up to this. 650,000 for the first player token, wooden first player token. 800 for card dividers. 9,000 for customizable hidden. $1 million was Unicorn Frenzy mini expansion. They were definitely not expecting people to get higher than that.
Yeah.
These other ones
have
definitely had
double.
to be just
Holy shit.
175 million is just expanded board. Makes it 20% bigger. And 2 million is the Alien Invasion mini expansion. We'll add a 1 to 6 mini semi-cooperative Alien Invasion
gonna do
mini
that.
expansion. Alien Invasion,
They're gonna
one
They're
UFO
gonna-
meeple, one terror-sized UFO, one card control panel, 7 active. Oh my god!
Wait, let me
When does this
I'm gonna
end?
pull it up on this So this is.
It just.
Oh, that's
God.
the twisted
They're so
cryptids.
cute, and they're vinyl little pieces too.
Yeah. Wait, let me.
5 days to go. That's right, guys. You got 5 days to cash in on this.
Look at that! Wait! Oh my god! The Mothman is so cute. I'm just showing it on my screen, but
I wish you could just like buy that.
Seek fluid intake.
Oh right, thank you, Razak. I will definitely hydrate.
yeah, and yeah.
Little Mothman
Unicorn
is so
frenzy.
cute. Unicorn frenzy. Oh my gosh. Wait, can't I just drag and drop? I can.
So...
I love this setup. There we go. Now this is what I'm
Oh my
looking
god,
at.
the
Twisted
Mothman is so
cryptids.
cute.
Look at the little Mothman. Isn't he adorable? How's it going? Great. We just finished our horror stories. Technically I can read one more if we want to, but it's
Yeah,
more
you
of a
can-
sci-fi
you can
thing.
read
It's
one.
just is what it is. We're kind of gushing over cryptids.
And cryptids.
Oh, right. And then here is what I was looking at. This is part of what I was looking at for the Mothman on My Mini Factory, where you guys can see the other figures you can get in the center there, because apparently it doesn't like moving because I'm looking at it mobile somehow.
This is the one that we're looking at. Mothman.
There's stuff. Look at it. Look how cool this is.
So many figurines.
Apparently Fallout has Mothman in there. I never knew that, but yeah. Altar of the Mothman.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's actually
Fallout does
cool.
have Mothman. Yeah.
When did they get Mothman?
I don't know.
That's
Like,
so
I think it was
weird.
a while ago. And they even have like, didn't they have Flatwoods Monster too? I think they had Flatwoods Monster.
I clearly need to play it more or again. Wait, which
Hey,
one?
do we wanna read one more story?
I got one more. It's a short one if you'd like. It's technically it's Humanity Fuck Yeah. Rice
Yeah,
knows of this one because I think I sent it to you as well when I was futzing about with the AI and I voice recorded it with my AI. I was playing with it and I was like, oh yeah, here. And then he goes, you sound really weird in this one. I'm like, well, it's because I had an AI that was trained on my voice read. He goes, oh, it sounds close, but it doesn't sound right. And I showed it to others. They're like, this is a good story, but it doesn't sound like you're reading it. What do you mean? It just sounds like you, but not you.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh, well, that's weird. And they're like, what did you do? Like, oh, I wrote it with, I didn't write it. I recorded it and sent it through an AI in my voice. And I tuned it so that it was my voice. And I thought it was pretty close to how I thought I sounded. And they're like, it's close, but it just doesn't
But it's
have...
still not quite, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have the U in it. I was like, oh, that's cool. Other than that, I got another one that's kind of long. I got two that are kind of long, but it's up to you if you want the human fuck yeah as the last one or are no sleep.
Maybe no sleep. We can finish with that one since I have it on my screen.
Okay, let's see here. That's not a bad one. That's a good bit of reading on here. Then there's the Polaroid Man. You know what? I'll read. There's only 5 of us on this camping trip. We keep counting 6. That sounds like fun, right, guys? The little
Oh, I
rabbit.
think I know that. I think I read the story.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I think I might have.
You spoiled yourself. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, she knows the curves coming up on here. No one else does.
No, I think I read it even on stream. I might have read it on stream, but it's okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, let's
no.
read it.
If
No,
you
why?
read it, okay. If you guys are fine with that, if you guys are fine
Yeah.
with me retelling a story,
Yeah, that one's a spooky one.
ow. All right. Okay, so I did the low voice, did the normal voice. I suppose this one I have to do the low voice. So you guys get that one. Stretch. As I snap, crackle, and pop my way through life. Sound like something coming from the deep. Little rabbit is adorable. Yeah, it's like a little jackalope. And another one? I forgot what the other one was. Okay. As I'm slowly flowing into things, give me 1 second.
It was a member stream. Oh, it was a member stream.
Oh, that would be why.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
then yeah.
That does make more sense. I have been meaning to join some of those as soon as I can, but it's kind of hard with
It's
scheduling.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, work is a bit tough. Y'all and your after-hours stuff, stop asking me for help. How are you out of stock on hydrate? Because Razak redeemed a hydrate, and I make sure that you guys can't drown me. Because I know you try. You guys gotta
But
wait
yeah,
to
I
hydrate.
do remember like this story, like a little bit. I'm not sure if I remember everything, but I do remember it was pretty spooky, and the writing was good.
All right, so we're gonna have a fun, spooky story. All right. There was only 5 of us on this camping trip, but we keep counting 6. There were bright flashes of red in the sky. It's as if someone was waving around a flared light from space. Faint, but noticeable. We all made UFO jokes and laughed as we nailed our tents to the ground. I knew for sure that there were 5 of us. We have all been friends since early middle school, and we're celebrating our high school graduation with this getaway camping trip. The flashing of red must have stopped randomly as we made conversation while fixing up our tents. Dave managed to put his tent together the fastest and told us he was going to find some branches for the fire. I remember how he had worked with me at the local gas station. We used to do the night shift together and had made working at a desolate gas station much more fun than it was supposed to be. There was also Eric in the corner, still reading his tent manual, fidgeting with his signature round glasses. I wasn't as close with Eric as I was with the others, but I still remember sitting with him in math class and copying his homework one time. Ava was also there, talking with Sally, my cousin. Both of them had decided to team up and work on one tent at a time. I also have clear memories of them, hanging around at school in our usual places. In fact, I even knew Ava's younger brother as he used to beg to go with us wherever we went. I bring all of this up because I'm sure that there were 5 of us, including me, and that I knew everyone in the group. So Dave had went to get some branches as we pulled some folding chairs and set them up around the fire pit. I remember feeling uneasy as the sun set and darkness began to consume the forest. The shadows of trees elongated around us as the minutes ticked by. Eric went out to get a flashlight from his bag while we wondered what was taking Dave so long. He appeared soon after, the harsh, rustling sounds of the bushes signifying his return. We were all buried in our chairs at this point. Covered by our jackets, the temperature had quickly dropped, and a slight breeze was beginning to pick up. "Geez, you guys weren't even bothered to pull up a chair for me," Dave says as he arranged all the branches in the pit. We had set up 5 chairs around the fire. I tried to rationalize the situation, but no matter how hard I focused, my head felt like it was underwater. I had perfect clarity up until that moment, but when I tried to focus on why 5 chairs were occupied, when Dave hadn't sat down yet, my head just seemed to stop working, as if something was reaching in and pulling out my thoughts. Instinctually, I felt even more uneasy now, and I had placed why. The whole forest had gone dead silent. I looked around the faces of the others and could tell that they had felt the same. Eric was fidgeting with his fingers, trying to scan around the group and spot the extra person, but it was futile. I scanned every face, each etched in worry and a frustration, and frowning in frustration, except for, "It's all right. I'll cut the chair myself," Dave said, breaking the silence and somewhat alleviating the tension. I got up and offered to help. He looked at me in the eyes and nodded knowingly. We headed away from the fire pit, towards the tents, but I kept my eyes glued on the group. "How many people are here?" I whispered to Dave. How many people are here? I whispered to Dave as he looked around and realized that we had indeed only packed 5 chairs. In fact, every person who had brought them on their own chair. They were heavy to carry, and we couldn't bring any extra needlessly. There's 5, right? I mean, there's 5 chairs, Dave replied. His voice wavered as he spoke. No, I think maybe one of us forgot our chair, I said. My mind was struggling to address the issue head on, and now sought to find rational excuses instead. I didn't quite feel in control of my thoughts. It felt like swimming in a dream, and if I tried to force myself to think about who this 6th person was, my head would begin to throb. Yeah, that sounds right, actually, Dave said, relaxing and heading back into the group. When we walked back to the fire pit, in circle of chairs, 2 chairs were empty. 1 for me, 1 for Dave. Everything was adding up now that we all agreed it wasn't before. Sally suggested we were all probably tired after the long hike to get here and probably just needed some sleep. She could have been right. We were all sleep deprived from waking up very early in the morning to make it on time. Ava brought out drinks. The whole 6-pack was emptied. We all moved closer to the crackling fire for warmth as we took sips from our cans and reminisced of memories of last year. Ava was in the middle of telling us about the one time she was home alone with weird things happening to her in her house. We all got these sudden chills, despite the pleasant warmth of the fire. What felt cozy and safe moments ago felt wrong now. All because I realized that there was a crucial detail I missed. Who started the fire? I asked, completely interrupting Ava in the middle of her story and breaking everyone else's immersion. Everyone looked momentarily annoyed until they realized they had no answer. Once again, I scanned the faces staring back at me, all barely illuminated in the light of the fire, all familiar and pale from fear. Wasn't it you, Dave? Eric asked. Dave shook his head. I think the person standing behind Jenny did it, Sally said, looking over at me. I whipped my head around so quickly it hurt. My heart was pounding in my ears. There was nothing behind me, except for the encompassing darkness of the woods. Staring at those tall, dark trees behind me made me feel exposed. I felt like a lost bird in a vast field. Wait, I mean, I don't know, Sally said. Her eyes had gone wild, and she was shaking visibly. She continued to look around, frantically, as Ava moved over to placing her hands on her shoulders and trying to calm her down. I think we should leave this place, Ava stuttered. Yeah, something just doesn't feel right, but I can't put my finger on it, Dave said. But it's so dark out in the forest now. We'd probably get lost if we leave now, someone else said. Yeah, I think we should stay here for the night, and we can leave tomorrow? Eric agreed. I tried to protest, but I realized Eric was right. The woods harbored an oppressive darkness, which navigation would be near impossible. Let's not sleep in our separate tents just to be safe, Sally said. We all agreed. Only one person. We only brought one tent. We only brought one person tents with us, but we could squeeze 2 if we tried. That way,
don't sleep alone.
I mean, depending on how much stuff you carry, then the 2-man with me, it'll be a 1-man. Sometimes you get a little possessive of stuff. The only Oh, right. We only brought one-person tent with us, but we could squeeze two if we tried. That way, no one would be alone tonight. Wait, math? What's that? Never heard of that. Following this conversation, we all got up and made our pairs. I went with Dave, and Sally, like always, went with Ava. Eric Eric kept complaining that he didn't have a pair, but we assured him he did. He wouldn't accept it. I felt like at some point we all realized that there was only 5 of us, and suddenly we were all huddled up in the middle of the clearing. Why do we keep thinking there's 6 of us? Eric asked, sweat dripping down his face despite the cold. We had nearly left him all alone, on his own, under the assumption that there was another person. My stomach turned as I squeezed my eyes shut and tried to mentally recap everyone here. My head throbbed, but I kept pushing it. There's me, Dave, Eric, Ava, Sally, and I was pointing at each of them as I said the name. I retched and emptied the contents of my stomach on the ground when I got past Sally. The left side of my head felt like there was a knife stuck in it. My vision was blurry. Dave held me up to stop me from collapsing, and we all wordlessly started to move towards the tent as someone had put the fire out. Dave helped me into the tent, while the 4 outside discussed what to do. I could only focus on snippets of the conversation as the excruciating pain beating against my skull and went in waves. Sally had the bright idea of arranging 3 tents together so that the openings faced together at right angles in sort of a U shape so that we could sleep as close as possible and also limit the entrances to our tents. Dave was about to go get help as they had worked outside, but I clutched his hand and asked him to stay with me. The tents took some time to arrange. I started to feel a bit better once everyone started to get settled into their tents. A quick head count confirmed that there were 5 of us. Eric would have to sleep in his tent alone, but he was more comfortable with it since all the tents were very close now. Looking back, I think he was just trying to put on a brave face for us. I regret that moment deeply, letting him sleep in his tent alone. It was always less integrated in our group, and none of us knew that, and knew that none of us would pair with him. Just before we're going to
Dave.
Yeah. It's those glasses that did it.
Apparently, fuck Dave. Best friends. Wow.
Apparently, just Eric is just odd man out. That sucks to be him.
I kind of remember this story now, like a little bit, and I was like, yep, Dave. I'm sorry, Dave, but clearly you're not the favorite in this group.
Upsetty spaghetti. Oh no.
A little bit. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh no. It's kind of funny because the whole thing is like, damn. Yeah, you guys got a ghost or something in your group that's influencing your mind, and yet the one person who's actually being able to think, you're just like, damn.
Like, no, we don't like you, Dave.
Yeah,
sorry,
like,
Dave.
Sorry, Jenny. Looks like you're dying. You should take a nap. By the way, what do you guys think about staying the night? That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, let's stay the night, everyone.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What he said. See?
Wait,
There's
who?
6 of them.
I don't know his name, but he sounds reasonable.
The guy that sounds like boulders smashing against ice inside my skull that reverberates my soul. Yeah, let's listen to what this guy says. There's nothing wrong with that.
Trust him.
Yeah.
Very trustworthy.
Yeah.
Very trustworthy, like the you know, sleep paralysis demon.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's like, bruh, what's going on over here?
Don't ask questions.
All right.
Poor Dave.
Wait, we're gonna listen to this guy?
Yeah, why not?
You know what? You make a good point. Why not? Why is my nose bleeding?
Oh, don't worry about it.
Let's go. You guys okay?
Yeah, we're fine. Don't worry about it. We just all need a nap.
Okay, nap time it is. Okay. I remember taking one look outside the tent in the forest before trying to fall asleep. The wind had picked up, and the tree branches were swaying gently. Beyond our clearing was just pure darkness. It felt like the trees were closing in on me. With faint moonlight illuminating our clearing, I turned my head to look over at the 2 tents we had left out and saw someone standing next to them. Despite the circumstances, sleep came quickly and easily. Ava's shrill scream woke me in the middle of the night. Dave and I ripped open our tent door to find Sally and Ava looking into Eric's tent. We pushed them aside. Eric's sleeping bag was rolled up. He was still inside it. His head was bent in the center, face contorted in utter agony. The rest of his body rolled around it, with the blue fabric now dripping with dark blood. Dave zipped up the door to the tent. Ava was in shock. Her eyes had become glassy and unfocused. Sally was shaking her repeatedly, tears streaming down her face. Dave picked up his torch and yelled at us to get up and run. We left the campsite behind us and entered the trail we had come from. The 5 of us huddled together, Dave leading with the front as he cast his weak flashlight over the path so we could see. All we had to help us get through this 2-hour trail ride was a small white circle of light. Even the moon failed to illuminate our surroundings through this dense foliage. Ava tripped and fell, twisting her ankle. We came to a stop. Someone said they knew how to splint it, so we could keep going. They dragged her into the woods instead. It happened too quickly for any of us to process. Sally was about to run away after Ava when Dave held her back. She struggled and managed to free herself, running into the trees to follow the echoes of Ava's screams. I was about to run after her, but Dave held me by the shoulder and shook me hard. "We need to get out of here, Jenny, please," he said. I like how I'm voicing Jenny because I forgot Jenny was a woman, and I'm sitting here acting like Deep Throat, you know. I'm like, oh, that's wasn't a guy. My bad.
It's okay. It's okay. Damn, I should have voiced it then. Like we could have exchanged. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's fine.
Next time we'll do tandem stories.
Well, maybe. We don't know that. Maybe Jenny is actually a dude. Who knows? Maybe it's
Could
just
be.
a name. Maybe it's not a, you know.
True, I knew it was Sally. That was a guy.
Of this name. Maybe it's a unisex name.
Yeah, no, I literally knew a guy who was
Sally?
he was like 6'4", built linebacker.
Maybe Jenny is short for Jenemiah. I don't know. Jimothy.
Jimothy, there we go.
Jimothy. Yeah,
It's not. They misspelled her name.
Jenny.
They misspelled his name. It's not
Jenathy.
Jenny. It's Jimothy.
Jenathy, yeah. His parents are probably in hell, but
his
it's
name
okay.
is Germa. Get it right. It's Germa, not Jenny.
And Sally could be a Salvador.
There we go.
or-
Genevieve. No, Genevieve's kind of a woman's name.
What
But
is a
still.
good name? Like a male name that could be shortened to Sally. I guess Salvatore.
Saltine. Fuck it. His name is Saltine.
Salamander. I
Just
don't know. Sal.
His name is Sal. We call him Sally because we hate him.
But Sally. Okay. No, they hate Dave.
We hate Dave. Dave's still over here trying to be the hero, and we hate Dave.
Jenkins. Jenkins is a. See, Jenkins is a kind of like unisex / male.
Jenkins. Eric got folded
Male-coded
like a
name.
fucking pretzel.
And it could be Jenny. No, it could be
It could
Jimothy. Jimothy. Sullivan. Oh, Sally. Sullivan.
Oh, Sullivan.
That's true. Sullivan.
Oh my goodness. I'm dealing with like the burps and acid reflux. I'm just trying to read that and function
Oh, it's okay.
with this. Oh,
Yeah.
it's ruining me. I don't even know if water will help. I think it takes some other stuff. Anyway, we're almost done. We're at the bottom here. You can see the bottom right here. All right. We need to get out of here, Jenny. Please. I hesitated, but bolted into motion again when Sally's voice was cut off abruptly. She had been calling out Ava's name as she ran after her. Dave and I continued to run down the path, trying to get to our car so that we could get out of there. There was nothing more we could do. At some point, there were 3 of us running on the trail. Dave and I shoulder to shoulder while someone followed us closely. "Dave, who's behind us?" I gasped. My heart was threatening to burst in my ribcage. My legs burned. He turned to look at me. My confusion transformed into fear on his face and then into rage. "You keep running," he told me, as he produced a pocket knife from his pants. He handed me the car keys, which I nearly dropped. He turned around and suddenly jumped at whoever was behind us. I continued to run in fear as the sounds of a struggle grew behind me. I tripped and tumbled through the trail for what felt like hours. I didn't allow myself to stop. I almost cried when the trail ended, and I walked out into the familiar car park. Not wasting a second, I ran to the car and started it up, accelerating out of that forest and onto the highway within mere seconds. I'm typing this post out at a restaurant. My phone has finally regained service, and I called 911 to try and explain the situation. I don't think they believed my version of events, but they sent a car with my way regardless. As I wait, the sun is finally starting to rise. After I hit the post button, I'm going to check with why this person in my back seat has been so silent the whole time.
This part, I forgot about the ending. Ah! There was a person in the backseat. Dude, you're gonna die. Sorry, Jenathy.
You just keep finding one random person after another, and it's like, when do you stop? How many of them are you? What do you... Did you pay for my fucking gas when you're sitting in the back end of my car using my car?
Also, we've learned from this story that Dave was not really a friend, part of this group. He was not an accepted member. He was a kind of, a fifth wheel, if you will. He was like the smartest.
Yeah,
it was like, no, like we shouldn't stay here. And they're like, no, let's stay here.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we're just gonna listen to this. It's like, you guys knew you were feeling weird, like something was there. Yeah. Why did you not walk back when it was, you started realizing shit was going down? Also, I kind of like the fact we only had one flashlight. There are 5 of you. There are 5 of you.
Why do you have
You have
one
a cell phone.
I don't get it.
Back in my day, some
Poor
cell
Dave.
phones had flashlights built into them.
I gotta say, poor Dave.
I do have to say poor Dave.
Dave was definitely a sacrificial lamb.
Just no, fuck that, right? Dude was making it as the final hero, and he chose to be like, I'll hold them back. Bro, you didn't hold shit back.
Wait, is someone...
You should have just...
Alberto says, is there someone behind the car, Sona? No. There's no, okay, we gotta get out of here.
If there was someone behind the car that Sona's currently, that I'm trapped in, I'm pretty sure Sona would have backed over them by now. They are not alive. And if they're dead, they're under the car. For a reason. It's because they were behind the car.
There's no one in the backseat. We checked.
Pretty sure when she accelerates, I'm going to be in the backseat.
That too. Just buckle your seatbelts.
Save me. Seatbelts won't save me.
Yeah, put your seatbelts on.
I need a roll cage. Chad, help me.
Okay, that was the last story for tonight. But yeah, that was spooky. I remembered that story. It was really good.
Spooky, scary skeleton. I said that so badly. I'm sitting here trying to prevent myself from coughing.
Good choice of the stories. I did enjoy them a lot. I didn't know some of them, definitely, like the ones that you chose. I only know this one the last story. But otherwise, we didn't. Yeah.
I should have read the one that I was talking about, that Rice Chan knows that we don't like the quiet. That's a fun one, but fine. It says it's a space one. It doesn't fit with spooky. Put that over here. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, thank you so much for having me, Morgan.
Thank you much for greeting and joining. It was a lot of fun. And apparently I'm now getting wrapped inside of twisted cryptids. Why have you done this?
You're welcome. I'm really looking forward to the board game, like when it comes out. Hopefully soon. I mean, next year, maybe.
I hope so. It feels kind of weird to buy old school things like that because I don't have any of them. Like, I say that, but I have a record player.
I like board games, so I have a lot.
Oh, that's nice. No, my parents have board games. A few of my friends have board games. I don't have board games. I have computer games. I have old records.
I have
That seems to
both.
surprise people. But yeah, I like records. I have old technology, but apparently I don't have old boards because it's like...
Yeah. Do you have like the music? What is it called? The to play the records?
Oh, yeah, I have a record player. Well, it's a portable
nice.
record player. I was actually looking at getting a better one.
Because I was just like in my head, I'm just saying this word in Polish, because in Polish it's called gramophone.
Oh yeah, a gramophone. A gramophone,
Gramophone?
Vitrola.
Oh, okay, so it is a
record
word.
player.
Okay, never mind. I
Yes.
thought it was like, maybe it's not.
No.
It's not the same.
Nope, they are. Vitrola are, I believe, my grandfather left one when he died. It is a large, 4-foot tall, all-encompassing tower with a record player on top. So it's supposed to be a whole thing. That's what as far as I know, what a Vitrola is. And what I have is just a simple record player. It's literally a one you take places. So it was literally designed like, hey, young hipsters, y'all like record players? Y'all like going to the beach? Have a record player that you just plug in or you throw like 6 AA's or 12 AA's into and it plays.
Nice.
And it's like, this is all. I worked at a bookstore.
This record player
like-
is going places.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, like I said, I worked at a bookstore, so it was there, and I was like, cool, I'll buy this. And they're like, that's like $80. Employee discount.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
It's
Employee
$30.
discount.
Yep. And I was like,
Well, that's
okay,
a nice
well,
discount.
right? It was a super good one. I got it. I
Yeah.
loved it. I kept pushing it on people. I was like, buy it, buy it. But there was a bigger version that was like a suitcase version I meant to get. I never did before I went out of business.
Oh.
Sucked. But it was really, really nice because it was one of those ones where I do pull it out every now and then to listen to. I got like 4 or 5 albums. I got quite a few because I got the Ruby soundtrack. I got Disturbed. I got a few other ones. Really good sounds. It's so nice. You're gonna start a collection of old
spooky
shit.
stories. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It was pretty fun. I mean, it was super fun. I'm always down to like, read some scary stories. So thank you for inviting me.
That sounds awesome. We'll have to do some more fun things, though. It's kind of hard until you get your motion sick glasses, or we figure out if you need to be pirate Sona to play.
Yeah. There's currently for games, it's pretty hard. Like, unless it's like games like Project Zomboid or Among Us, those kinds of games, I can do that. That
really?
one's fine.
Wait.
Oh yeah,
I'm
like Project
Project
Zomboid and yeah, I play Project Zomboid. I have a community server.
Right, I remember that one. What was the other one?
Among Us.
Among Us. Okay.
Among Steppy step.
There was another one. Where is Steam when I need it? It's never open. What are you called? Lockdown Protocol. That was the other one that came out. Lockdown Protocol.
Oh, I don't know that one. Is that first person?
I don't know. I need to look up more on it. It might be third person. First and third person?
Oh, it could be fine. It could be okay.
It's kind of like it looks like first person Among Us style stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's first person,
Well,
then
probably
I can play for like an hour.
Okay. Well, that's fine. If it's more Among Us, and is Among Us on Steam?
Yeah, it is Among Us.
Yeah, it's just been such a I last played it in 2023. Oh, that explains why I can't find it. That would explain why. But yeah, I'm always down for that. That's always fun. It's weird how fun it is for such a weird
Yeah, it's very
game.
weird. Well, I mean, simple but yet weird.
It
Weird
is.
yet simple. Oh, that.
Weird yet simple. That's the perfect way of saying it. Weird yet
that's what I was
simple.
thinking. Weird yet simple.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and call it here, everyone. This is, again, Fearsona. You can find her via the link. She is on Twitch, technically, like I linked, but she's not
No, I don't
active.
stream on
She
Twitch. I
is
just stream
on
on
YouTube. Go to YouTube.
Yeah.
She is I almost called you a murder mystery. You're not a murder mystery. You
True
are
crime
a
VTuber.
true crime VTuber. I kept, in my head, I keep saying murder mystery because that's
I mean,
the
close
genre.
enough. Yeah, that too. Murder mystery VTuber slash true crime. But I'm a unique niche. True crime VTuber.
She's very unique. So if you watched Lost Pause, if you watch Coffee House Crimes, if you watch any of those other type guys, she's in the same genre. She's just VTuber, and she's really fun because she goes into the weird ones, and even the fun ones that are on Reddit, the fun ones that are on 4chan, the cryptid files, a lot of weird and interesting things that never really get a good look at unless you're in a very, very weird niche, dark part of the internet that is weird. Fear actually goes into things, looks through them, and she breaks them down. She is a great and fun person to go ahead and watch streams with. She's very entertaining. And to top it all off, she did make her own model. And makes her own art. Because she's that cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. But yeah, you guys, Chad, you know Morgan. Morgan is one of my mods too, but he's also a VTuber. And he streams on both Twitch and YouTube, right? Like you stream on both.
Yes, currently. I'm still looking into other places to bleed over into, but currently I am on Twitch and YouTube under the same name. It's annoyingly hyphenated, I know, but it is what it is, because apparently there are other people named Morgan Clear
who
are never active. Yeah, they're never active. There is one person with my name on Twitch. He has not been online in like the 6 years that I've wanted my name or more. And it's like, bro, you gonna use that? Can I have that? Zero response. Even support's like, meh, until his account's deactivated. And well, that
But
happened.
yeah, if you guys enjoy a lot of gaming streams, different games, I see that you were playing you have like a Dead Space stream coming up on 19th of October. Oh,
Yes.
18th. Wait, 18th. I guess.
Yes, if I can manage that with other things going on, yes, I will be playing Dead Space again. And then if I'm lucky, provided nothing chaotic happens or people are like, yo, this weekend, get together. Okay, then I'm either going to be collaborating with a friend from Japan. Otherwise, what I'll end up doing is more of Thief 2 fun stuff or reading off some of the cursed stories of Pokemon.
Nice. Yeah, so Morgan is you're like a virtual engineer VTuber on a space station. That's why you're a space vampire.
Yes. Well, partially. I still don't know where they got the vampire thing. I haven't played a vampire game. Duh.
Well, I mean, I guess you played some spooky, like the Life of Pi, like the spooky games, sort of.
I love playing spooky games. I play a lot of spooky games. I like to reference... Oh, wait, that's why. Fuck you guys.
But if you enjoy FPSs and horror games and many, many other games, then you can check out Morgan on YouTube.
I realized why they call me a vampire. It's because I say I'm dead inside. It's because I play a lot of horror games and they get me excited to play them, but they don't scare me because I stopped wearing a heart rate monitor because my heart rate wouldn't stop. My heart rate, it just stayed in the dead monotone of like 60.
And
they're like,
move.
It's jump scare, horror, jump scare. It went up to 95. You stood up, didn't you? Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Sit back down. Your heart rate's down to 50 to 60. Okay. Heart rate, scare. Why is nothing making this damn thing move? Bro, what's the point of this thing now? It's like, yeah, I'm sorry. So I got named a vampire because I'm dead inside. That makes more sense now. Okay,
yeah,
but yeah.
With context, yeah.
With context, yeah. All right. Congratulations being a walking corpse.
Yeah.
But I'll be playing some Dead Space. Jeez. Yes, I'll be playing some Dead Space Remastered, so if that does have anyone's interest, I was inspired by Dead Space. I love Dead Space. I have played through Dead Space a multitude of times, so if you're like, hey, I want you to play Dead Space, I can actually watch Dead Space instead of playing it, feel free to sit in. I can make it interesting, and I can literally goof off. I was one of the horrible players who decided to do the Dead Space Impossible Challenge when it first came out on PlayStation. That was a 13-hour campaign I sat through entirely in one go, playing through on Impossible. You get 3 saves for the 13-hour campaign. By the end of the boss fight, I had a bloody nose because I was stressing so bad I burst a vessel. Yeah, I had blood running down my face as I was beating the end boss of Dead Space 2. I was that into it that I just stressed. I thought I was gonna lose. And so when I beat it, I was like, yes. And then I realized how much blood was on my face. I was like, oh, this is bad. Oh, and I was like, oh,
maybe I
it
should
just
finish. Maybe I should take a break.
yeah, pretty much. So I have fun with this series. It's one of my things, but that's pretty much it for me. I'm gonna go ahead and look in other people to pester for a second. We're gonna have Fear sign off for herself. Everyone, you know where to find me. I'm the dumbass. Hi. I do talk in weird tones. Listen to Fear. And I don't know when to shut the fuck up.
That was okay. Yeah, like you can find the link to Morgan's channel in the title of my video. I tagged him, so you can very easily find Morgan's channel and go check it out. Okay, thank you so much, Morgan.
No problem. Thank you much, Fear. If anyone wants me to read stuff, I'm also open for suggestions, be it obviously weird shit or haunted shit. If whatever you guys are feeling like, just let me know. Usually I'm open to ideas.
Yeah. That's it.
Who is that? Desert Trash Panda. Later, Morgan. Later. Thank you much for joining
later.
everyone.
Thank you so much.
You
I'm
guys
gonna
take
sign
care.
off and I'm gonna do an outro for my
Same.
stream.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go
thank you
ahead
so
and just
much
put us on mute real quick. Haha. This is the cool part of buttons. All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and find someone to raid real quick. What are we feeling like? Are we feeling like game? Are we feeling like art? Because there's a few people I see who are drawing this late at night. It's only 10 o'clock, I know. Usually we play later. But that's fine. We don't need to do that. Game. All right. All right. All right. Let me see here. The fuck? Birdie's got a new model. All right. That's weird. Not used to that. Hello? Wait. Factor. Factor, you're covering up who just subscribed. How am I supposed to see that? Desert Trash Panda, thank you for the follow. That means a lot, my friend. Thank you. Okay, you know what? Oh, she's playing a cool game called Neva. That looks awesome. We'll raid her. Okay. Birdie's the fun one. She can't play scary games. She shits herself if she plays scary games. She's fun otherwise, up until that point. But yeah, she screams and freaks out. Damn it, why can't they have raid spelled as one word on one side of the keyboard? Though she has a very long name, it's very difficult to raid with. Have you ever heard of Void Train? I meant to respond to that. I have heard of Void Train. I want to play it. But it seems like one of those games, it's better to be played with other people. I want to play it, though. It was on my list of things to play because it's like $20, and it falls well within the factor of stuff I want to do. It's really fun, even for one person. Okay, well, I'll look into that then. If anything, I'll snag it. Alright, okay, I'm gonna pop this raid. Good. Everyone, jump in. We're gonna go poke Birdie. She's fun. Maybe I should put the VA or VO in my name now. I was debating on going to the name Clearly Coded. I still might, because if I can't get Morgan Clear, I might just go to Clearly Coded and call myself Morgan. You know? I don't know. The narrator is funny. Oh, okay. I like that idea. I'll check that out. Thank you much for the suggestion. I'm always open to game suggestions because I want to do more games. It's just hard to find good games. Keeps it interesting? Awesome. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. So don't worry. Got it, got it. Awesome sauce. Okay, let me go ahead and pop open Birdie's thing here. I've got ours over here. All right. I'm going to go ahead and just send you guys over here. Do we have everyone? We have... Go away, ad. Okay, we got like 5 minutes before the ad. I'm not going to wait around for that. 3 minutes? Fuck you. Clearly Coded ain't bad, but used to Morgan. Right? No, I wouldn't call myself Clearly Coded. The channel would be called Clearly Coded, but I would be called Morgan. You know? Kind of an idea? I don't know. I'm not sold on it. I like the name Morgan Clear. It just sucks that it's hyphenated into Morgan Clear. Because I can't get Morgan. You know? That was fun. Sona's cool. Isn't she awesome? Hey, Sanka! When'd you get in here? Welcome in, bud. Oh, shit.